Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Off the Cuff Interviews. I'm your host, Labruski. Today, we are going to be talking with Jake from The Brave and the Boys.
That's
How are
me.
you?
I'm good,
How are
man.
you?
I've never realized it when people say they don't like that countdown intro because I've used it before a bunch too because it's the native StreamYard one, but it's because
Yeah,
the snow falls upwards. I feel like it would look more natural if the snow, like those white dots in the background, were falling down instead of up.
I've never noticed that, to be honest with you. Maybe it's like an optical illusion, like it
Yeah.
is falling
Maybe
down, but
maybe like the Australian viewers, they see the snow falling up because of the equator.
right. I'm sure that's yeah. We have Bat Cato, yo. What is up? We have Alexander Miller, aka the Comic Central. How are you? Hope everyone is doing well tonight. So, before we dive into some of the tough questions I have for you, do you have any questions for me or about the show?
Um, who is your dream interview guest? Who has been your
Okay.
favorite guest and your worst guest?
Well, I'll answer the first one. Um, my dream interview
Dream interview
guest.
guest besides me.
Right. You weren't up there anyhow. No, I'm just kidding. Probably Zoe Thorogood.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Zoe Thorogood. Maybe Daniel Warren Johnson too. That'd be cool. In the
Nice.
comics universe, I guess outside of comics, maybe like Larry David or something.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Not like Larry
Um,
David's daughter.
what's that?
Larry David has a very pretty daughter, so I'd be down to.
To interview her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is pretty. I think he has two daughters, I believe. One is more in the limelight. Like she's been more acting and doing, I think she dated Pete Davidson at one point
Yeah.
too.
But I mean, who hasn't? I
Um,
feel like he's even dated like the green M&M.
True, very true. Alexander says it could be stars. Other Alex, better Alex, I may say. Hope you're doing well. He's going to be a guest on the show um, soon. I think in a couple weeks. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So today I have some questions for you, mostly comic book related. And like YouTube adjacent related as well. But there is one that is neither, and we'll save that one for maybe like the second to last question. How does that sound to you?
Good. I'm trying not to be distracted by your Batman the Animated Series Lego set in the background. I wanted that thing so bad, but
You
Legos are
still
hard
could
when you
get it.
Legos are hard when you have 3 cats.
That's why is that though? Like
I mean,
building
maybe
it?
that would be easier, but I feel like imagine building. We don't have good tables at our house. Like we don't
Mm,
have like a kitchen table. We have but like the problem is like I can't really play board games or card games or build Legos because we don't have good tables, and our cats were never trained to not be on the countertops or tables that we do have. So I
mhm.
feel like it would be hard.
Yeah, I guess. I think you can make it work though.
I'm making excuses. Maybe I'm just too
Yeah, I
scared
think
of the
that's
build. I'm not
that's
ready
what it
for
is.
it.
I
Like
guess
I'm
not.
yeah.
Beyond Comics, he's also coming on the show soon in a couple weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. Labruski, tell people what you said earlier. I'm not sure what you
You got to
mean.
narrow it down a little bit because Labruski says a lot of things,
I say a lot of things. Um,
and also somehow nothing at all.
Very true. There's nothing of a substance to what I say, I
Yeah.
feel like. Um, so first question I have for you is what are you currently reading?
Oh my gosh, this is a sore spot. So I dealt with a big spout of comic book burnout last year, and I
Okay.
came in swinging this year with the decision that you know what, I'm not gonna read for a video. I'm just gonna read all the Marvel books I never get to read because my channel forces me to only do DC content. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
my niche is very specifically DC to the point where other videos don't do as well. Um, and I've been reading a ton of Daredevil, and I've been reading it all out of order. So I started with Zdarsky, then I went to Mark Waid, then Charles Soule. So I've been bumping around all the Daredevils I haven't read. And then I finally got my hands on Marvel Knights, which is the Kevin Smith and other writers. And it's just not fun. And I'm at the point where I need to switch to something else, but I don't want to admit defeat, you know. Have
I
you ever
completely, I
burnt
can
out on a book?
completely understand that. Yeah.
You get the I think they call it the sunk cost fallacy, where it's like you've already submitted like so much time into this book that you feel like
Mhm.
it'd be more of a waste to just stop reading it altogether. But also, like, who cares? I should read something else, you know?
Well, my thinking with that too is because I do struggle with that with like if I'm not enjoying a book, not stopping myself from finishing it. Like I feel like I
Yeah.
need to finish it. But I feel like at the end of the day, like if you're not enjoying a book, just stop. Stop
And that
reading
goes
it,
for anything. Like when I go to
Yeah.
watch one of Alex's YouTube videos, after a minute, I'm not enjoying it. I can just stop.
Same here. That's my experience too. Yeah, so I do completely understand where you're coming from. Also, too, aren't you sick of Daredevil by now? Because I read the Wade Omnis, both the Omnis, and I'm like burnt out now. I'm like, I don't want to read anymore.
I think it was really fun because in the morning I would wake up and read Daredevil, and then at night I would watch Daredevil with my wife, and we watched all the shows that I thought were pertinent before Born Again starts. And it was fun because even though I was reading separately, I got to like do the other Daredevil portion with her. So that was really fun. But now I'm in this weird holding pattern where we're out of Daredevil to watch, and then show doesn't start for like 10 days. But I also
Yeah.
I told myself, so this is what I do. I tell myself I'm done reading just for YouTube. I'm gonna read what I want to read, so I'm gonna read Daredevil. And then my Invincible video did so well. I feel this pressure that I need to create a Daredevil video when the show comes back. So now I somehow took the reading that was supposed to be selfishly for me and not for YouTube to somehow make it for YouTube now. And now it feels like work again. So I
So
shot myself in the foot.
you're in a bit of a dilemma there.
Yeah,
I
catch 22.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of a tough one. I don't know. I don't know. What are you leaning towards? Do you think you'll do a Daredevil video?
Well, it was justification to buy the mask and 2 Daredevil shirts. So, if I do the video, those are tax write-offs.
Would that qualify as a tax write-off?
It will reduce my so basically the way it works is when you make money on YouTube, you're what's called an independent contractor. So you get a
Mhm.
1099 and basically you can offset a portion of your taxable income to reduce it. Like you don't get the money back obviously, but it stops from how much you have to pay. But there's certain rules like you can't I think you can deduct like a couple hundred a year. But you still have to pay some taxes because if your business loses money, it's viewed as a hobby and not a business. So you still have to pay some taxable income. But like I was able to go through and like every in stock trades or OPB or cheap graphic novels order or like StreamYard or a convention, I could flag those things and help use that to reduce my taxable. I mean, this is so not interesting to people, but no one teaches you how to do this. So I'm learning for the first time, you know. So if I get audited, I was wrong, but you know, you
Yeah,
can
you're
use it in a
definitely
good
gonna get audited now by the
yeah,
IRS.
yeah,
Although
for
I don't
sure.
know, the IRS I think is getting gutted.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there'll be anyone there to audit you. So you might be in the clear. Um,
Alex, that's too
I
late. I need my book now. I'm
what do you
waiting on
say?
Daredevil Volume 1.
I will
And
ship your book this weekend.
he's got me he's trying to squeeze my cantaloupe for all its juice, man. Like, does cantaloupe have juice? Maybe I should have picked a fruit with
Wax?
juice. But yeah, he's trying to squeeze this strawberry for all the juice, whatever fruit I am. But like he's like going for a bigger and bigger book. Like it was gonna be like a deluxe edition, and now he's up there thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get the Sandman Helm edition. He's trying to rake me over the coals.
So what's the trade? Are you guys doing a trade or are you just gonna
Yeah,
spam?
yeah, yeah. I don't pay money for books anymore.
That's that's cool. I wish I can do
I'm
that.
just kidding.
Maybe
No,
maybe I'll
I
be there one day.
I pay labor. So yeah, I'll trade him a book for his book.
What book are you trading him as of now?
It keeps changing. So right now
Two Omnis. Wow.
he's thinking about he wants to do 52, but he thinks that's too big of a book. So I think he's leaning to Green Lantern Volume 2. Um
Okay.
yeah, we'll see.
Interesting. Kato, are you going to make Jake draw a bullseye on his forehead for your video?
Jordan's not getting in my video.
Dang.
Just kidding.
I'm definitely not going to watch it now. Jordan's not in there. No, I'm just kidding. I will watch it. So you kind of mentioned comic book fatigue. So tell me a little bit about that and how you are able to combat that. Because I think that's something that a lot of people with this hobby have definitely experienced. And, it can leave a sore taste in your mouth, a sour taste in your mouth at times.
I feel like a sour taste and a sore. I don't know what a sore taste is.
Yeah,
that sounds kind of wrong, bro. Yeah, if your throat's feeling sour and sore after something, you had a good night. But yeah, so here's my thing. On one hand, there's overdoing a hobby on like a regular level and getting burnt out, but I'm also really ADHD in the standpoint that I hyper fixate on whatever, like my brain is starved of dopamine. So when I find something like comic books that gives me dopamine, I like aggressively do that hobby until I no longer find joy in it. And when I was younger, I would go through hobbies for like a few months. And then when I would finish the hobby, like say it was Funko Pops, I bought a ton of Funko Pops, spent too much money on Funko Pops. And then one day I was like, I hate them all. And I sold them all for like pennies on the dollar and got rid of them. So
wow.
And that was what my whole life was like, going from one hobby to another. Comics is the only hobby I've stuck with. And that's because when I get burnt out on comics, I tell myself, you know what? You don't have to read them. There's like, I can go play a video game. I can go watch a movie. I can go on a walk. I can go ride my bike. I can go cook. I can, find another hobby and just don't sell the comic books, leave them where they are. And eventually I'll start reading again,
Yeah.
And the other problem I think is that I think there's a big thing I deal with called choice paralysis. Like we have a fast food restaurant which you probably know it in New York, but our Midwestern friends might not, called In-N-Out. What's nice about In-N-Out is there's like 4 things on the menu. And that's my favorite restaurant because it's so easy to make my decision. Nothing stresses me out more than when I go to like a diner and there's 16 pages on the menu and there's no pictures. And it's like, they got everything. There's no way they can do everything well because they have like steak and porridge and lobster all on the diner menu, So having too many books kind of sucks sometimes because any book you read, there's like 6 other books you're choosing not to read. And it's like, it's a weird dichotomy of like, I hate Cheesecake Factory.
I was going to say, yeah,
it's dark. It's the lighting is weird. It's too loud. Everything on the menu, 6,000 calories. And I got dumped at Cheesecake Factory one time. Yeah, it's never good. Why is it so many? If it's that many calories, it should be good.
I will say they have mac and cheese balls that are amazing. Fried mac and cheese balls, those things are great. And their cheesecake is pretty good.
I do like fried mac and cheese balls. There's a good restaurant called Eureka Burger where we live, and they make phenomenal mac and cheese balls that make Cheesecake Factory taste like Cheesecake Factory mac and cheese balls.
Interesting. Okay.
Alex, I'm actually playing Marvel Rivals during the interview.
He's playing it right now. I probably will be back on Marvel Rivals. I guess it depends how long this stream goes.
We're doing 4 hours, right?
I think we're going for 5, right?
Okay, yeah.
5 hours.
I give you 4, and that's not good enough. You got to take another hour.
It's not. So I probably will be back on. I've been having a lot of fun playing that lately, I will say. And I'm
for how much he sucks at that game, it's great that he's finding joy.
That's true. I'm not great. Well, I will say with Iron Man, I'm not bad. I'm not bad. Same with Black Widow. I'm not horrible. I like going to In-N-Out. Jake Spencer 2025.
No, I don't think the 2 was in there. I think he just put I like going In-N-Out.
Well, I think it was a mistake on his part. Cool. Yeah, comic book fatigue is something I've experienced for sure. And it's interesting too, because I have a kind of a similar thing as you where I'll get really invested into some sort of hobby for like a month or 2 or whatever. And then after that, it's like I won't ever I'll get rid of everything, I'll sell it, and I just won't ever be interested in that hobby again. But comic books is the kind of the one hobby where same thing, it has a lot of staying power where I just enjoy it. And I do feel comic book fatigue at times, but I don't know. It's a similar thing for sure.
It's weird when there's the value of something when you don't have it, the value of something when you have it, and the value of something when you no longer have it. Like I bought all these Legos. I was super into Legos for a bit, and then I got out of the hobby, and I didn't even bother selling them. I like threw away Legos because
That's
I needed
insane
more
to me.
space for comic books. That's how sick I am, bro. Like when I'm done with a
That's
hobby, I'm done with it. So my rule is I don't sell comics if I'm bored of them because you never know if you'll like it. Like I sold Wolverine, the Wolverine Omnis, and I regretted it. That's like the one book I sold that I regret.
okay.
But
Well, maybe you can get it back
hey,
eventually.
everything gets reprinted. So
Eventually.
yeah.
Um, yeah. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something, but now I can't remember. Oh yeah. What like book do you read to help get out of comic book fatigue? For me, it's like I'll go back to like some of my favorites or something that's in that real kind of like re-spark that the comic book joy.
I think a book that is always there for me to remind me why I love comics so much is one I've talked about a lot, but I think to
Let me
me the
guess.
perfect guess.
Mr. Miracle.
No, no, I feel like Mr. Miracle's so heavy. Like I love it, but it's like that's not like my safety. So like when I'm
Oh, let me
sick,
guess.
I always what yo.
New Frontier.
Yes, there we go. No, blankets.
Oh, dang. I thought it was
No,
right.
I'm just kidding. It is
I
New
didn't tell you.
Frontier. It is New Frontier. That to me is just like the perfect comic. I read it all the time and it's great.
You say, okay, so blankets is the answer.
I've never read Blankets. It is New Frontier.
Oh, okay. I did want to ask you about blankets, but I guess you haven't read it. Bunk on my show, he mentioned blankets, so I do want to check that one out eventually. But New Frontier, I will say I'm not a fan of New Frontier.
It's okay. Just read it
I did
again.
I did not enjoy it. I will give it another shot. I do have the deluxe edition as well,
Yeah.
and
That's probably why you didn't like it.
that could be, I guess. But I don't like Darwin Cook's artwork that much either, which I know that's kind of controversial, I guess, or hot take rather.
Well, guys, this was fun.
See you, Jake. Yeah, like I have the Catwoman Omni, and I haven't bothered reading it. Like I just don't have much interest. And it's written by Ed
Honest.
Brubaker, and I love Ed
Hey,
Brubaker.
Darren Cook only draws some of it. Maybe read the issues he didn't draw.
Okay.
So are you going to be skipping the first artist edition coming out of Skybound, the Darwin Cook artist edition?
Probably.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's my dream book. An artist edition. It doesn't have to be the full book. An artist edition of New Frontier would be my dream book.
That'd be cool. I think you might get it someday. Who knows? You might get it. Okay, cool. Next question I have for you is what was the first comic that you ever read?
So the first time I remember my mom saying you can grab a book, and I go at the bookstore and I was like, "Can I get a comic?" And she goes, "Sure." It was I was looking at all the covers and I picked the one that had the most badass cover to me. And granted, this is probably the worst first comic for anybody. I've said this before, but my first DC collected edition was Final Crisis. The cover was Superman holding a dead Batman on the cover, and I was like, I gotta read that. And I think the thing is, one of the hardest things is that people obsess over encyclopedia reading, where they feel like, okay, well, I can't read Final Crisis because I need to read Crisis on Infinite Earths, and then Identity Crisis, and then Infinite Crisis, and then Infinite Crisis, and then 52, and then Seven Soldiers of Victory, and then all of Grant Morrison Batman, and then only then can I read Final Crisis and enjoy it. And I think that is the biggest trap that collectors fall into, is that every one of these, like you look at another famous, you look at another famous story, like Crisis on Infinite Earths. Near Mint Condition's Omar's first DC comic was Crisis on Infinite Earth 6. So like you can start with any issue of any book and fall in love with it. And if you don't know something, Google it, ask a friend, ask someone in the Discord, or reread it again later and have more context, And I didn't know enough. Alex is right. Actually, Seven Soldiers is before. Yes, yeah. I was saying, but also like you can read Final Crisis without anything else and just take it as is, and it can be a good experience.
I think that's true for sure. Yeah, and I think that kind of leads me into my next question for you is, why did you read Lazarus Deluxe 2 out of order?
Accident. I am overrun with books, which is a good problem to have. And I'm constantly pulling books for videos. So like I feel like a normal person doesn't pull out as many books from their library as much as a comic book YouTuber does. And it's not like I have a stage of like, these are the books that you see and there's other books, I'm constantly like, if you watch any of my videos, books are being pulled in and out of the bookshelves and the shots. And I just put Lazarus Volume 2 in the wrong order. If you go to my bookshelf, there'll probably be plenty of books in the wrong order. And I read it and I actually loved Lazarus Volume 2 and thought it was a good entry point to the series, So
Interesting.
I stand by my decision. I think that it was like a series where they threw me into the world and I just had to figure out what was going on and I did okay, But definitely a little easier if you read Lazarus Volume 1 first.
Is that a good series?
I never read Lazarus Volume 3, but I will someday. It's good. I mean, it's really good. But I think I would like it more as like a live action series that I watch with my wife. Like I feel like the political intrigue and I feel like people would like it with like the whole oligarchy thing going on in our society right now. Like it's pertinent. It's badass women fighting with swords. So, it's got just the right amount of incest. So, but it's different because they're rich oligarchs.
That is not nice. You should not cut. You need to apologize to Jake. He's not dumb. He's very smart.
I don't know if I'm smart. I think I'm simple.
Very smart. I've heard a lot of people say that you're our generation's Einstein. Numerous people have come up to me in person and told me that. I was like, whoa.
Einstein married his cousin, so I don't know if I like that.
Did he really?
Yeah.
FDR married his cousin too.
Oh, there's my friend Renee.
Renee, last time Renee was in chat, I said Reen, I think. I did not say Renee. I'm sorry.
We've actually hung out in person a few times, and he did not murder me either time.
Heck yeah, that's always a plus, right?
Right. I mean, it's crazy because like you sometimes forget that the online friends are real people that exist in the real world. But I'm glad I took the chance to get lunch with my friend, and it was worth it.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't think Alexander is a real person that exists in the real world, though. I think he's like an AI robot guy. I don't know if he's real. Jury's still out in my mind. Let's see. I asked Jordan this question, and I'm curious to know your version of the story. How did you and Jordan meet?
What was his version of the story?
I want to see if your version is the same or different.
Yes. So I don't remember how it came up, but it was something along the lines of Jordan in a really creepy way talking about how thick his curtains were, about how they're like completely black, like they block out every bit of sunlight. It was just Jordan acts like the innocent one, but he says the most creepy out of pocket things in the best way possible. And then we became Instagram friends. And he posted a photo of Bone, which I've never read, by the way. I know nothing about Bone other than there's a color and a black and white version. So as much of our friendship as each other one-upping each other, I kind of was like, yo, you should have got the colored edition, even though I've never read it. I don't know what version is better, but that started our friendship.
He said that it was the colored version, that you were wrong. So
that is the perfect encapsulation of our friendship.
It was funny. He's like, but it was the colored version. Okay, he had pretty much the same exact story, that you were making fun of him and you thought it was weird.
Not making fun of him. I was
sounded like you were.
I was one-upping him.
No, it sounded like you were making fun of him for having blackout curtains.
It was because he was talking about it while he was buying duct tape and chloroform. It was a weird tone.
That's not true.
It was.
That's a lie.
No, I'll call him right now. He was buying chloroform, duct tape, and blackout curtains, man. It was a weird tone.
You know what? Now that I've gotten to know Jordan a little bit, I think that makes sense. I think you are telling the truth.
And he had one of those magazines that said "Find the Stars in Hollywood," where it was like they tell you the addresses of the celebrities. So take that what you will.
Okay, yeah. I do trust Jordan.
Renee's he's still in the chat. Didn't Jordan try to fight that guy at Heroes at the burger place? So man's a menace.
That sounds like an interesting story, I do have to say. So is it safe to say that you and Jordan are BFFs?
I think that I respect him as an employee.
You're his employer? Is that how you view the relationship?
Yeah, I get a tax credit for hiring Jordan.
Did you?
No. Yeah, Jordan's my friend, man.
BFFs,
I feel like we're brothers. We're family.
Wow. Well, that's nice. How long have you guys known each other?
Too long and somehow not long enough at the same time. I don't know how many years, but he was a child, bro. He was I think he was like 18 when we met, or 19.
How old are you?
29.
Oh my God. You're old. You're old as heck, dude.
I still got a full head of hair, so I do all
true.
right.
You got luscious locks, I will say. Odd conversation. It's a really dark room. Cool. Is your bone color? I don't get it.
Because the book Bone, I was telling, like you was talking about, yeah.
I get it now. That's funny.
Nothing makes something funnier than when someone doesn't laugh and go, "That's funny."
I know, right? Labruski, you're 24. Alexander, why do you know my age, dude? That's weird. No, it's not weird. I'm just kidding. So how did the channel come to be? Tell my viewers who probably know.
I feel like I already answered this today on Discord.
You did. I told you
I'm
not
just
to
kidding.
because I was going to ask you this.
Okay. What did Jordan say? Do we have the same answers, or?
I actually don't know if I asked Jordan how the channel came to be. I think I just asked him how you guys met.
Yeah. Well, Jordan lives at home with his parents, which is it is what it is in California. Rent and places like California, New York, rent is insane. You know what I mean? When you're paying for a 1-bedroom, what could get you a mansion in middle America, right? So Jordan lives at home with his parents. And during COVID, his parents did not allow him to go. Oh my God.
Alexander. That's
here. Should we highlight you?
No, let's not. Did you just call my guy old for being 29? Oh no, he is old.
I'm beyond comics guy. Heck yeah, that's a dream come true. I love his Instagram. So Jordan was only allowed to go to work and home during COVID. And I got fired from Best Buy, partly for being a terrible employee and partly for being a terrible employee. And we were no longer allowed to hang out. And I was also going through a brutal breakup from someone I was with for like 5 years and was in a really, really dark place. So the only thing me and Jordan could do, the only place I could talk about comics with someone, was to Zoom video chat with Jordan. And finally, one time I was like, this could be the show. And I clicked record like halfway through our conversation and we just uploaded it, you know? And so if you go to our very first video, it starts in the middle of a conversation. There was no editing or anything like that. And we would just do video chats and it would just be two people talking about comics with each other. We knew nothing, but we were big fans of comic book YouTubers. I used to watch a lot of Sal from Comic Pop and Omar and OmniDog. And I always thought that'd be like the coolest thing to do. And I had a lot of antsy energy of like all the energy that I used to put on like alcohol when I went sober. So my brain needed something to obsess over in the way that I used to obsess over drinking. So I definitely shifted into obsessing over comic books. And I felt like, you know what, I had this need to be creative. So why don't we take it one step further? Why don't we stop just talking to each other and let's interview these people who I spend hours watching every day? And, you know, and eventually I was like, hey, if they can do it and they're just regular people, I can do it. And we just started recording, and it kind of snowballed into us realizing we love the production side of making videos. Comics is just one niche. We have another channel where we do hi-fi speakers for work, but for us, we
Right.
obsess over quality and editing and lighting. And I feel like I'm not a comic book expert. I tell people I hope they find my channel early in their journey and then outgrow my channel and find a comic book YouTuber that knows more than I do. But I hope that I can attract the new people and give them a start, because it's hard to know where to start. You know what I mean? There were so many times
Yeah.
I would buy a book that a YouTuber said was great and I didn't like it, you know? So I just try to make a good start for people, and then hopefully they get, you know, they get ready. And it's been a life-changing thing that's been amazing.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Alex, she did take my standard size hardcover of Superman Up in the Sky.
Is that right?
Yeah, but I bought it again, and then I gave it away. I just recently shipped that and the standard size of Mr. Miracle to Dom from the Comic Book Report.
Heck yeah. Nice. Okay, so that's a cool origin story of how the channel came to be, I will say.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
And to
Thanks for
highlight
sharing.
Renee's comment, they actually all sleep in one bed, like in Willy Wonka.
That's funny. And they share one bed.
Yeah, one bed, and they all sleep in one bed like Willy Wonka.
Poor Jordan, man. I feel bad. I know Jake Lore. I guess so. Actually, I remember a video where you said Invincible got you through a breakup.
I did read all of Invincible, but the problem is I read it in like a week, and I feel like I don't remember a single thing about it. Like I'm
Yeah.
watching the show and I'm like, that happened, and everyone's like, you've read it, and I know I have, but sometimes when you binge a comic too fast, I feel like it's so hard to remember what you actually read. So I need to go back and reread Invincible.
That's fair. I read Invincible pretty fast as well, and I definitely don't remember too much about it. Why would you highlight Renee's comment? That dude has got trash takes.
All I know is that
Wrong.
Bunk didn't respond to my meme I sent him today. So
That's harsh.
did
Dang,
you not like? That's my favorite card to play in Commander.
that's
It's called
harsh.
Blasphemous Act, and it was a have you ever watched King of the Hill, or was that before your time?
I love King of the Hill.
So there's a Magic the Gathering called Blasphemous Act, and it kills every monster on the field basically, and it's like a board wipe. So people hate this card, but the card was Blasphemous Act, and it was the picture of when she puts not coal, she puts, was it coal on instead of propane in the grill, because he's
Okay. Yeah. When Peggy uses coal instead.
instead of propane.
Yeah, that's a great episode. It's cool, Jake. You can just ask ChatGPT for Invincible recaps. That's always
I had to
true.
ask ChatGPT for a Power Rangers reading guide because you never made your video, Bunk.
Yeah, Bunk. You got to make your video, man. It's been over a week now since we were on the channel and you were talking about that, and there's no Power Rangers video out yet. So I'm a little sad about that. I got Game of Thrones. Nice.
I think he
Is
means
that
I
what that
got
means?
got like he got like we got him.
I think that means he's got Game of Thrones.
Agree to disagree.
So you play Magic the Gathering, correct?
I experimented with Magic because I long for a friend group that plays Magic, but it was just a nice hobby to fill in on during comic book burnout. But I haven't really touched the online Magic game in a while. But I did play some Commander, which is a version of Magic that you play with 4 people for my birthday. I want to play more Magic. It's just I don't have a lot of in-person friends.
Me neither. I have like 0 in-person friends now.
You said the other day you had 2.
No, I
Did
lied.
they leave you?
I lied. Yeah. I was trying to seem cool in front of you guys. Okay, what is the most impactful comic that you ever read?
I just gotta say, it's Lonely at the Center of the Earth.
You're lying. You are so lying.
Oh, my cats are crying like crazy. I feel like Watchmen is pretty impactful.
Okay.
Superman Up in the Sky is pretty
Wait,
impactful.
pause. Where is your continuation of each issue of Watchmen where you guys break it down? Where is that?
The second video bombed.
I enjoyed those videos. I enjoy Watchmen a lot. That's an idea I had for some live streams each month, is to review and break down each issue. But then I realized, oh, you already have that idea. I can't steal that.
Can I respond to Alex's comment really fast at 5:42?
You
I guess
may
it'd be
not know.
8:42 for you. Alex, my theory, no, other Alex, we're above that.
No.
So on one hand, you have Yu-Gi-Oh, which is what's called an eternal format, which means any old card to any current card you can still use in the game. Cards never cycle out. The problem with that, the only way a card gets done is if they ban it, and they ban it for being too powerful and too oppressive. The problem is that because Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't get rid of cards over time, every new card, to get you to keep buying new cards, they have to print more powerful and more powerful. What's called power creep. So they've power crept the meta to where Yu-Gi-Oh is like a third version, a fourth version now, different than it used to be, to the point where anyone who used to play Yu-Gi-Oh can't play now because the games are recognizable. Magic, on the other hand, every few years, standard says, okay, all those cards are no longer usable. We're going to reprint a new batch of standard cards. And I think the benefit of that is that it's not to a point where the games are recognizable now. The game can stay consistent over the decades. So that's my theory on why Yu-Gi-Oh sucks now.
Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's my brother, by the way. Shout out to my brother. What's up? Thank you for explaining Yu-Gi-Oh to me. I didn't really understand it, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
And don't even get me started on the mana representation at all. Yu-Gi-Oh has no mana system, so everything's free. So there's no tempo to the game. So you can just do everything on the very first turn and win on the first turn. Magic, you got to date a little bit. You got to get to know your opponent. You got to ask each other questions and figure it out. You know, you play your land. If your first couple of turns are a little slow, they're wildly different games, and it makes me sad that I can't enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh anymore.
I'm sorry you can't.
Yeah.
My brother has a question for you, Jake. What is your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card?
That's so many different ways. In the anime, it was the Seal of Orichalcos, which was the villain card. By looks, Dark Magician Girl, I really like. And yeah, I think Dark Magician Girl is my waifu, my waifu girlfriend Yu-Gi-Oh card. I've always liked Time Wizard. I think Time Wizard's just a fun concept, like make cards old. And I like Toon Blue Eyes White Dragon or Toon Summon School. I thought the Toon cards were really unique.
Okay, all right.
You know, have any idea what I said? Like, you have
vague idea. My brother, he used to like Yu-Gi-Oh more than me, but I would try to fit in with him and his friends, and I remember one time I went to a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament with my brother and some friends.
Did it smell bad?
I don't really remember. Probably. All I remember is just hanging out with my friend's mom who brought us because I did not know how to play the game. So I just hung out with her and ate pizza. And I did not have a great time, to be honest, but it is what it is.
Alex, what was your deck? I had a similar thing when I got my first adult job. I bought a tournament worthy Shadal deck, and my friend bought a Necros deck. And then like 2 weeks later, they hit us with the ban, and all of our cards were banned and still weren't. Yeah, see, Nicholas can still smell it to this day. Yeah, the only thing worse than a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament is a Smash Bros tournament.
You're probably correct. I watched an entire video on how card game tournaments smell, and how there's like a whole thing about how card shops in like comic shops need to put up signs telling people to make sure they shower, which is insane.
I'm more of a Pot of Duality person, Alex.
Jake uses Pot of Greed. Interesting. Jake, which amazingly touching Zoe Thorogood impacted you the most?
Zoe Thorogood has never touched me. I respect her space.
I think he meant maybe you know what works of her made you cry.
I think seeing her sign Your Sweet Potato is what made me cry.
Guitar Hero Tournament is even worse.
Dear Lord.
It's probably up there. Smash tournaments don't exist. Nintendo closes them before the start. Okay. Comic, yes. Let's go back to my question of the comic that impacted you the most. You said Watchmen. You said Superman Up in the Sky.
Yeah, Up in the Sky to me is the perfect encapsulation of a Superman comic. It's Superman's one of my favorite characters. But Watchmen, I think, has had the biggest impact on my life and on my channel. I mean, I enjoy Watchmen sequels, which I know I'm not supposed to. I love the Watchmen
Excellent.
TV
You
show.
can't enjoy something.
I know, right? I'm not allowed to. I love the Watchmen movie. Watchmen has been like a really profound comic to me throughout my life. Up in the Sky is my all-time favorite Tom King comic, and that means a lot to me. New Frontier again is my perfect encapsulation of a DC comic. So, and then I really like Silver Surfer, which I know you don't like because we can never like the same things.
Well, I wouldn't say I don't like it. I've only read maybe an issue or two, and it didn't grab me enough to continue reading it. I do on the Omni. And Jordan made a pretty good case for it, so I may check it out eventually.
Yeah.
I will say though, I do like the sequels I have read of Watchmen. I haven't read a Doomsday Clock. I've not read that. I did read, however, the Night Owl and Dr. Manhattan stories. I have the deluxe.
I like the Dr. Manhattan one a lot. Like why he's the puppet that can see the strings and he doesn't interfere.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I would not mind watching or reading more of those, maybe getting like the Before Watchmen Omni eventually, if that's even in print anymore. I did like the movie too. I think that's Zack Snyder's best work. So
I'm always gonna be a sucker for Sucker Punch.
I have not seen Sucker Punch. So
and I gotta make a correction. Bunk just discorded me a correction.
Okay.
It wasn't coal. The word I was looking for was charcoal. She put charcoal on the grill.
Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. A Fifth of Jack. I have went to a tournament where they had deodorant at the door. That's rough, especially in the summertime.
Did everyone
That's
share
horrible.
the same stick, or did
That's
they
disgusting.
was it different mini deodorants for people, or did you all just share a communal stick?
Oh, that's nasty. Game tournaments would smell better if Labruski wasn't there. I don't know who Labruski is with 2 eyes. I have 3 eyes at the end, so nice try, buddy. Different guy.
What's the origin of Labruski?
To be honest, there is really no origin. I just I don't know how it came to be. I think I was on PlayStation one time and I saw someone with the name Labruski or Elbruski. And I'm like, dang, that's a cool name. And I just copied it. I stole it. And I added the LA instead of just the L. Or actually it was just Brewski, their username. So it was no L. So I did add La Brewski. So I kind of made it my own, added the 3 eyes at the end. So that's how it came to be. That's not how you spell my name either. Okay, there's a K instead of a C.
Oh, you spell it that way?
Alan Moore say?
That's so pretentious with the K.
Tell my parents that.
Get your dad in the chat. I'll tell him right now.
He might be. I think he's actually going to bed.
Put him to sleep.
Have either you gone to Comic-Con or plan on it? You know I have not gone to Comic-Con, Nick. Do you plan on going to Comic-Con? I know you've been to some cons.
So it says to a Comic-Con or plan on it. So I don't know if they mean Comic-Con specifically. I've been to WonderCon. This year I'm going to Heroes Con and WonderCon. I'm actually flying out to North Carolina to meet a lot of my online comic book friends. So hopefully I'll meet Bunk there. Hopefully I'll meet Renee there. WonderCon, the set list is not a concert. WonderCon is amazing. It's going to be Jim Lee, Dan Slott, Mitch Gerads. So all the people that I love.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to it.
I have a buddy down in North Carolina in Charlotte, and he last week sent me a screenshot of like the promotion for Heroes Con, and he asked if I was going to come down, and I was like, I can't. I don't have the money to. So I wish I could go to that, but unfortunately, I cannot this year, unless I get a job. We'll see. Many different stakes, LMAO, small sample stakes. All right, that's not too bad. Lucas Brewer, that's how you spell my name. I'm going to one next month, Nicholas. Alexander, which one are you going to? Then you have more offline friends. Yeah, that's true. You have more offline friends. Once you meet them in person, they won't be online friends anymore.
That's a good way to look at it. Yep.
Cool. Next question I have for you. Are you ready?
Yeah. When am I gonna get the hard balls?
This
I'm ready
is
for
a
a sore
tough one.
throat.
This is a tough one. What comic would you recommend to a new reader?
Final Crisis worked for me, but maybe I start them off.
Okay.
Maybe I start them off a little simpler.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I would start by saying, what do you like? So let's role play this. Let's do some role playing. So say you've
Okay.
never read a comic. Ask me what should you read? So say, what should I read?
Jake, what should I read?
Well, what sort of things are you into? Are there any movies you love? Are there any cartoons you love? Like, what are you into?
I like comics.
Okay, you're not. Why are you asking me where to start if you like comics?
Just to get your opinion on it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm bad at role playing. I'm just joking. Okay. I like crime movies.
Okay, so let's do it. You got to think of it instead of looking at where do I start comics, look at it as like what genre should be your entry point. For me personally, I would say if you're into crime, then Criminal by Ed Brubaker is a great start. I would try to start them with something that's not really lore heavy, something that's not a big, huge part of continuity. Like you could jump into. I read the Criminal books out of order. Also, I went the Lazarus Method, and I was able to enjoy it. You know.
Fantastic.
So that's yeah.
That's a great answer. Bunk had a similar answer where he would start by asking what your favorite TV show or movie is and whatnot. So I used to work at a comic book shop, and if someone asked me that, I would do a similar thing. I'd be like, "What's your favorite movie? What genres do you like?" And
So
try to pair them with the right comic, not the one I think is the best.
what was your favorite job? Because you've been a sub, you've sold life insurance, you've worked in finance, you worked
Yeah.
at a comic shop.
The comic shop one was pretty chill. I got fired from there. That was definitely the most chill job where, well, actually, no, I worked at a college part-time when I was in college at the college I went to. And I literally just sat there, answered phones. I could be like on my laptop or read a book or whatever. Like all I had to do was answer the phone and direct them. It was super simple. So that was the easiest job by far I ever had. The comic shop was probably the most fun. I did work at a movie theater for quite a while.
I worked at a movie theater too, and that is an awful job. There's fun
I
perks, but
I
it is an
enjoyed it.
awful job.
I
Did you
thought it
work
was
at
a
a
blast.
chain or like a private theater?
No.
Like
It was I guess it wasn't a chain. No, it was more smaller. But
mine was like a big corporate. It was Edwards Regal. It was like, and it sucked, bro.
Yeah, mine was
But
awesome.
let's play this with Bunk. So Bunk, you like romance. What kind of romance are you into? Because romance itself is a big genre. Are you
I would
talking
say
about
Saga. Check out Saga. My brother asked, if you guys decide to go, can I come with? I always wanted to go. Well, Jake is going. So Jake, will you let my brother go with you to
is he the
Heroes
cooler
Con?
is he the cooler brother?
Probably, yeah. Most
Then
people think
yeah.
so. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Nick, you can go. Final Crisis. Why does anyone ever listen to this guy? I don't know. I feel like this isn't the first time Labruski and Jake have done RP. We'll leave it at that. How about I listen to Bunk with hentai recommendations. Oh gosh, we're taking a weird twist here. Oh, now we are going to be curious what you got fired from a comic shop.
Leave that story for the Patreons.
No,
Make
I'll
them
tell the
wonder.
story. Truth be told, there wasn't really much of a story. Like it was, I did not want to work there anymore. I was working another job at the time too, and I only worked at the comic shop like 5 hours a week or something. So for me, it was like it's just not really worth it. So the owners kind of realized like I kind of had one foot out the door. Like I was probably gonna quit. like once the semester started up because it was in college. But I guess I sucked at alphabetizing too. So they had an issue with that, but I don't buy it. I think that because I would ask the guy where he would want me to put a book, like a single issue in like a filing cabinet, and he would say like, "Oh, put it wherever," and I would, and then that's what got me in trouble. So I think that criticism of me not knowing my alphabet is wrong.
Well, I think that's something that all of us who are fans of your channel have felt like you don't alphabetize your books in the right way. Like we're
Oh, I
constantly
don't.
seeing books in the background, not where they're supposed to be. Like Lazarus
I just
Volume
do it
2
the
in front
way
of Lazarus.
I like it. I don't know. I just like I do like my indie books here, at least like my trade paperbacks. Then I have my absolutes, superhero trades and like deluxes, bigger books and like Preacher, Swamp Thing, Why the Last Man. And
I
then
thought about doing
Oddball,
a video
Rise.
for April Fools where I rearrange my entire library and tell people that I'm going to and do a video on how I'm color coordinating my omnis now.
That's what you're doing, or is that April Fool's joke?
That's what I'm thinking of doing as April Fool's joke. Like I'm color coordinating all my books. They're not alphabetized. They're not in chronological order. They're not by character. They're just color oriented.
I think you should do that for real. I think that'd be cool. Why not?
Yeah.
You should do it. Oh, let's see. Unironically, animation in Bible Black is better than most modern anime. I'm not sure what this is. What we're talking about.
Pull
Oh,
it up right now.
here.
Let's see together.
Still waiting on the Bible Black review from Renee.
I thought we were waiting for La Blue Girl. When is Renee going to do La Blue Girl?
Yeah, Renee. Lubrewski and I both have cooler brothers. Yeah.
Well, which brother is cooler? Like between Labrewski's brother and Alex's brother, who has the cooler brother?
I think I'm biased with my brother.
But Alex's?
Yeah. Vampirella somehow got sticky. Oh boy.
Did I ever
my
tell you about
brothers-
I had to sell off a bunch of books together on the Horny Lot, and someone
I
messaged
know.
me and said, "Hey, is the Horny Lot still available?" And I was like, "Oh, I should preface this for people that don't know. I did a video where me and she's my girlfriend at the time, she's my wife now. She opened my haul, and I had to justify my purchases. So after that, OPB, my sponsor at the time, would send me books, but they would sneak in like the most aggressively sexual books ever, like Bomb Queen, which is just about titties, and Swing, which is about people having sex on swings, because they wanted to get me in trouble. So finally, I sold the books because I was never going to read them. I'm not into that, you know. I mean, maybe a little bit, but you know, I need to clear up space. So I sold the Horny Lot, and someone messaged me and said, "Hey, is it available?" And I go, "Yeah," and he goes, "Are they used?"
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny.
And the best part was his profile picture on Facebook was his wedding photo.
That's too funny. I wish I knew about the Horny Lot when you sold that, because I would have probably bought a couple bucks.
Yeah, I bet you would have, man. It was an insane deal because I was too lazy to look up the individual prices of the things.
Yeah, like Sunstone. I really want that. My
Yeah,
brother
all the
says,
deluxes.
Jake, I quit drinking too. Congrats, man.
Oh, congratulations, man. How long's it been?
He's been sober for over 2 years now, I remember.
Nice.
So I think around the same time as you, right?
Well, I had about a year and a half, and then I tried it again for a couple weeks and was like, it's still not for me, which I honestly don't think is the most unhealthy thing in the world, you know, because now I know for sure. Because like when I stopped drinking, it was in a bad place in my life, and my life got fantastic after I did. So I thought, could I still drink a little bit now that my life is good, now that my life's not bad? And I was like, you know what? It's still not a good thing for me. I wish I could drink, but I can't. My life is too good to hypothetically mess up by continuing to drink. So I've been sober now for about 2 years, 5 months. No, sorry, a year, 5 months. A year and 5 months.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations. That is no.
It's That is
no.
It's been about 29 months. Yeah, 29 months.
Fantastic. So over 29 months. That's over 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So around the same time as my brother. Yeah, that's awesome.
It is over 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
That's an offensive as a joke. Some do that. Okay. Don't pull it up. Okay, I won't do that. Zachary Miller is epic. That is your brother. Maybe. I don't think he's subscribed to my YouTube channel, so I don't think he's epic. Just remember, before E except after C, and when it says A as a neighbor, a Burr and Way. Okay, I can't read this right now. I'm sorry. He's in it. Okay. Jake. Next question I got for you. What comic would you like to see be adapted into a movie or TV show?
Are we talking like live action or animated?
Either.
I feel like DC versus Marvel or Infinite Crisis, some bombastic event that like we're never going to be able to get live action would be super cool animated, you know?
Mhm.
I don't like the animation style they did for the new Watchmen adaptation where it's like CGI. I don't
Yeah,
really like that.
I agree.
I like when they would adapt like DC stories like All-Star Superman or New Frontier, like in like a good DC style. I like that. So I think they've talked about doing a Kingdom Come. That would be really cool, but they'd have to get the art style right. Gotham Central as a live action, not like the Gotham show, would be sick. I would love
would be.
that. I feel like a live action Darth Vader, like the Darth Vader comics, like because either of the Darth Vader omnis are sick. So that would be super cool to see. Those are my picks.
Those are some interesting picks. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan anymore, but I do hear great things about the Vader omnibus.
Heck yeah. I think they're both good. I don't know which one I like better. But I think a lot of Star Wars comics are really good and a lot of Star Wars comics are super mediocre. But the Vader
Okay.
ones have all been good.
Sweet. Next question I have for you is it more YouTube related?
Okay.
What is the hardest challenge so far that you faced with doing YouTube? What keeps you going?
I think that people don't understand how much different currencies you put into a channel, whether it be money or time or sanity, but you put so much into a video and sometimes it does well, sometimes it does bad. And then sometimes you get too addicted or sucked into analytics and it's like it really messes with your headspace when something does bad that you thought was going to do really well. And the other problem is that to succeed at YouTube, you really have to specify a specific niche. Like this is what my channel's about, and you can't ever really mix it up or try new things. So sometimes it can be hard. Like I want to experiment more. Like a video I was really proud of, I'm not sure if you watched it, but my how to read digital comics video. Like I got to shoot fun B-roll. Like I jumped in the pool at one point in that video. You know what I mean? Like I think what we want to create has outgrown comic book YouTube, but we've already built a baked in audience with comic book YouTube. So we have to still make the videos that people want to see. And it's hard because I feel like people just want me to make top 10 list videos. And like, I want to make other things sometimes. And it's like, but the problem is like, why spend X amount of hours reviewing a single book when I know that video won't do well? When I can spend X number of hours doing a top 10 list video and that video will do like thousands upon thousands of views forever. So it's hard because I know now exactly what kind of videos I have to make to succeed and be successful, but sometimes I just don't want to make them. You know what I mean? Because I hate feeling like I have to make a certain type of video, you know?
Yeah, I haven't had experienced that too much because my channel's so small still, so
Yeah.
I'm able to kind of post like whatever. I have definitely wised up, I guess you could say, to just doing comics and comic adjacent stuff now.
Yeah.
Just because that's the stuff I tend to enjoy talking about more. So I do understand where you're coming from, but I will say, I mean, like if it at the end of the day, maybe it should just be something like that you get an enjoyment out of, you know?
Yeah, and I do
Um,
enjoy it. It's just that's one of the things that's like I only have so much bandwidth to create and I want my
mm,
things to do well, but I wish there was a little more variety of what I could create that will do well.
right. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I guess it can, that can be tough at times. And, you did mention earlier, and I kinda wanna touch on this, that your channel is really about not about, but it's more in the DC Comics niche. So is that by design, or is that something that just kinda you just created more DC videos and, that's just how it is? What's the
I
story with
think
that?
that for a long time I only read DC and I wanted to own every DC comic ever made. Even if it wasn't good, I wanted every DC book and I didn't have the money to open up to like, well, I could collect Marvel also, you know. And it wasn't until DC fired their entire collected editions department and nothing was coming out for like a year and a half or like 2 years. So my wife, she's my girlfriend at the time, she goes, "Okay, so you're just not gonna buy a book for 2 years, right?" I'm like, "Well, we don't know how long." She's like, "You're not gonna buy a book right now, right?" I'm like, "Oh, I wish it was that simple." And then I just bought an entire Marvel collection, you know. And then I would do Marvel videos, but the problem is there are so many comic book YouTubers that are so freaking knowledgeable about Marvel that I just can't compete. You know what I mean? You
Mhm.
have to, with YouTube, you either have to be first, better, or more passionate. And there are comic book YouTubers more passionate than me. There are comic book YouTubers that are faster than me about Marvel. And there are ones that are just better than me about Marvel. And as we were growing, if I did a Marvel video, it wouldn't do well. Now, did it not do well because my audience didn't respond to it? Did it not do well because I wasn't as knowledgeable or as passionate? You know what I mean? Like,
Sure,
um,
yeah.
so you never know, but I'm more open to it now. Like I did my Invincible video, and I think I told you today, like it didn't
Yeah.
do that groundbreaking off the bat. And then when season 3 came out, oh my God, did the views skyrocket, you know? So I'm excited. I'm in a really big Daredevil phase. I'm gonna do a Daredevil video, but it's harder because I know a couple Marvel characters, but I don't know the overarching connected world of Marvel. So there's just so much less value I can generate in my video for people. But you know, I think my audience will respond better to it now than they did in the past.
Yeah, no, I think, that's interesting. Yeah, I guess for me, in my mind, like, the niche is comics, and,
Yeah.
like, you can, like, go anywhere with that. Like, I definitely wanna be more indie comic, focused, just because those are the stories I enjoy more rather than the big 2. And I realized too that, I think the market is very much saturated with, the big 2, those videos. Um, so I think indie for me is just more fun to talk about. I'm highlighting you here.
He
Is this
left.
is this Vader?
Yeah, this is Vader.
He, uh he does not want, any attention, I guess. He doesn't like the
No,
spotlight
he
on him.
loves being on other people's shows, but he was like, "Ugh, I'm not going to be on the Labruski show."
That's fair. OmniDog said the same thing. Um, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. What if your
Yeah,
channel is
can we clip
dedicated
that?
don't clip that, please. What if your channel is dedicated to things the algorithm hates and no one is searching for and you go months in between uploads? Does that work? Jake, what do you think? Does that work?
Bunk hit 1,000.
Heck yeah, man. So I would say yes. I think it does work. Alex with a more serious question. Jake, do you structure your videos or have anything pre-written before recording?
So if you go back to my earliest videos, I wrote full scripts and I read off a script and it was super robotic and I didn't have a full teleprompter and it wasn't a good fit.
Mm,
Um, I do aggressive outlining. I like to at least write down the creative team, the year it came out, how many issues, how many pages, what the price is, like all my hard facts. And
right.
um I like to write a specific so how I structure my videos is I start with what I call a stinger or a hook. So that's like a simple quote that I write out specifically word for word, like Mark Grayson is the son of the world's most powerful man, and now he has to fight his father. So that's why if someone's auto playing a video and they get to that video, I'm trying to attract them in the first 6 seconds. And then I cut into my intro, because if you start with just an intro like, "Hi, I'm Jake from the Brave and the Boys," no one gives a fuck about your video. So I try to hook them on instantly. Then I try to have as short of an intro as possible. So I like how your off the cuff thing was so quick. I eventually cut my whole Brave and the Boys intro. As much as I loved it, I think intros are an ego thing. You know what I mean? People do not care about your intro. They want them, all the analytics prove they want just the meat and potatoes. So I go into an intro where I say, "Hey, I'm Jake. Welcome to the channel. Please watch all the way through. This is my topic." And then I just try to get out of my way and get into there. And I don't like to front load a lot of like, "And here's my OPB code, and here's my Patreon," and all that stuff. I try to put that at the end, because if someone's watched the whole video, I think they've already bought in enough to. I do a lot of my, what I call my ask or my call to action at the end of my video. So I try to structure my videos in a way that's interesting. I feel 10-1 works better than 1-10. So I use the listicle format a lot of like, here are 10 Batman books that you should read. People are more likely to watch to go from worst to favorite than they're going to watch, "Here's my favorite book, and these are ones that I'm less interested in." So for those, I'll write down the creative team when they came out. And I sometimes write out a quick like elevator pitch. Like if I was on an elevator with you and I had to explain the plot, but I almost feel like it, the more I write, the more I spoil. So it's better to write less about the book in my outline. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I feel like because yeah. So I write a brief. Okay, so you think I should bring the intro back? That I've thought about it. I love it. But like I feel like you just look at the peaks of when people dip out. Less is more. So I try to get to the meat and potatoes, and I try to memorize the creative teams, the year, and that stuff, pronunciations of names, because I'm bad at pronouncing names. So sometimes,
too,
like
yeah.
right before we click video, Jordan, I'll explain the broken spine right now. Hop on the stream. We'll talk about it in person. Your spine is busted, man.
Oh gosh. Don't make fun of Jordan's spine.
Honestly, I'm the one who should have a broken spine because of how much I've carried the channel.
Ouch. I don't know. I think Jordan is he's the glue that holds your channel together, I feel like.
Nice. Yeah, he keeps us honest.
Jake, what is the moment in your YouTube journey that you finally felt really proud of what you and Jordan had done?
Hitting the first 1,000 was really powerful for us.
Mhm.
I worked really hard to do both long form and shorts the first year. And the thing about shorts I felt is they grow your subscriber count a lot, but then none of them would watch my long form videos. So I felt like, so what happened is we were about like 800 or 900 subscribers, right? Really close to hitting 1,000. And then I did a video of that, the time where Thanos like takes over the world and like chains up the Hulk like an attack dog, and that got like 600,000 views. It absolutely blew up, and it got us like 300 subscribers. So we catapulted over 1,000. But so even though my channel was bigger than 1,000, my long form videos were getting less and less views than ever before. So hitting that first 1,000 was cool, but hitting that second 1,000, that 2,000, when we stopped doing shorts, felt like we had really, really earned it, because I think only 10% of YouTube channels ever get monetized, which even though you feel like, "Oh, I only have 1,000 and I made 20 cents on YouTube last month," you're still in the top 10% of YouTube channels in the world, and you should be proud of that.
Yeah.
Another cool moment was we interviewed Sal from Comic Pop, and then Sal went on to write the backup issues of Terminator, and I got to reach out to Sal and say, "Hey, would you like to come on to plug Terminator?" And he was like, "I'd love that." So getting to go from him pretty much building our channel off of him retweeting our live stream to him coming on to promote his comic was awesome. And then the first time Omar asked me to be on a evergreen live stream for DC, felt like I kind of made it. Like, this was someone who I used to ask to be on my channel. Now asking me to be on his channel was awesome. And like Jordan said, earning the first $1, I specifically went to the bank and pulled out 2 $1 bills, and I asked for the crisp brand new ones, and she gave me some wrinkled, crinkled balls of ones. You know what I mean? But I bought like those little cases that you put the dollar in, like, you know, businesses do, and gave one to Jordan and one to me. So that, because we always talked about all we ever wanted to do was make $1, you know, and it was a dream come true.
That's awesome. That's great. And now what are you up to in subscriber count? Like 7,000 or something?
Let me see. I don't religiously check analytics like I used to. But we have 8,305 subscribers.
Wow, that's awesome. That's almost 8,000 more than me. So congrats.
Hey, I subscribed to you last night though.
I appreciate that. Even though you well,
I clicked on the bell.
Did you?
And I don't have notifications turned on for YouTube.
That's all right. Me neither. Cool. So we're about at that point in the show. We've been going a little over an hour now. Where I want to ask you a question that is not comic book or YouTube related.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Do you have a good paranormal experience that you can share with us?
I wish. I take medication that helps me sleep, but it causes insanely vivid dreams, as well as I have sleep paralysis a lot. Ooh. So like those are like my experiences. I wish I had more paranormal experiences. Like I'm an atheist, but I'm hopefully agnostic. So like I believe that like energy can leave an imprint. I believe in like manifestation. So I would be open to paranormal experiences, but I just haven't had any good ones, you know.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you're an atheist, but you're a hopeful agnostic.
I guess you can even almost call me a deist. I believe the universe is so intricate that there was some divine creator, but I think of it more as like the will of the universe versus like some big white guy in the sky that built everything. You know what I mean? And I don't think he cares what I do when I'm naked.
Okay. Maybe he does though.
Maybe it's not even he. Maybe it's just maybe we just built God in our image because it's easy to imagine a giant human in the sky, you know?
That's true. Solves a lot of questions that we have too.
Yeah.
Do you believe in an afterlife?
I believe that when we die, we go back to energy that fuels the expansion of the universe, but I don't believe in reincarnation, and I believe it's like we're the universe experiencing itself as a human and as a consciousness, but I believe that we just go back to this big white void of energy when we die.
Interesting. I think we go back to what it was like before we were born.
Yeah, and I think that's a big white void of energy that does have a will and that does help the universe expand. And but I don't believe that I get to go jump on clouds and see every lost pet that ever died, you know?
Yeah, a lot of people are scared when you think about death and whatnot, and what is after death and what you believe. And I think it makes sense, but I think it also too, it makes our time on Earth so much more meaningful. And, let's say you believe that there really is nothing. It's just lights out. That's it. I mean, that's going to make you want to go live the best life possible.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know why we got on this topic, but
I
It's
feel
interesting.
like, yeah, I feel like I feel like ego is really important because your ego is what tells you you're Labruski, I'm Jake. I need to have food and wealth and fame. And your ego is trying to protect your body and your consciousness. But I feel like our consciousness, there is no individual consciousness. And like when you die, you got to go back to that overarching consciousness of the universe. And I feel like that's not something to be scared of because, like you said, that's what you were like that before you were born, you know? So it's like, this is my turn and I hope to live it in the best way possible. But also, like, there's a beauty in doing nothing. You know, there's a beauty in sitting at home on your couch watching TV and just relaxing because, you know, life used to be incredibly hard and that's such a blessing. So I feel like some people get caught up in living their life to the fullest that like they don't enjoy doing nothing and you need to have balance, you know?
Yeah, no, I think it's very important to have balance for sure. Let's see, Alex, sleep paralysis is the worst. Sorry for you, man. Yes, that's gotta suck. Alexander, I've had sleep paralysis twice. It's
One time I
terrifying.
thought I had a sleep paralysis demon on my chest and it was just my cat meowing at me.
That's funny. Do you believe your energy returns to the universe? L.A. What's Allah? The Good Place?
You should watch The Good Place, and yes, I do.
Cool. Um,
That's
how do you say
Arceus.
this? Arceus?
Yeah, that's the god in the Pokemon world.
Nice. Jake, you're an atheist like Jason Aaron. What do you think about that?
I don't know if I've ever read a Jason Aaron comic, but I
Don't you have
have a
two
Jason
right
Aaron
behind
comic
you?
signed. I do. I even have one of the Thor trade paperbacks signed, but I haven't read Thor yet.
I've read part of Jason Aaron's run on Thor, I believe, digitally, and I did enjoy it. Alex thinks when you're dead, you're dead. You're died. That's a fact.
Is the second comment a fact?
Uh,
Right below that. Right below that.
right here.
Oh! I thought he was saying. I thought Alex was saying that's Labruski in 5 years. Like you're going to be dead in 5 years, but he's saying you're going to be bald in 5 years.
That's a real future I'm looking at, Alexander. The show really would be off the cuff. It's always off the cuff here. Sounds like y'all need some extra extensionalism now. The myth of Sisyphus by Albert Camus is pretty pertinent right now. Bunk, I would be interested in reading more about philosophy and whatnot. I always find that stuff interesting. So if you do have any recommendations other than that, please let me know. There's this book about I think he was a philosopher in like modern time on his deathbed, like he was in hospice or whatever, and he decides to write a book literally at death's door. I can't remember the name of it, but that's a book I really want to read because it's all
My
about facing
my
reality of dying.
my favorite book on philosophy is by Alan Watts, and it's the book on the taboo against knowing who you are.
Okay, wait, what was that?
My favorite philosopher and my favorite philosophy book is by Alan Watts, and it is the book on the taboo against knowing who you are.
Okay. You'll have to send me that because I have been reading. I read a lot of nonfiction, but I do want to dabble more into philosophy and whatnot. So yeah, remind me. I want to check that one out. But is Arceus just confined to the Pokemon universe? Why you believe it can't be a white dude with a beard in the sky, but not Arceus? Huh, Jake? Check me.
I don't care if I believe in Arceus. I believe in what Arceus cares about and believes in himself. I think that's much more
Interesting.
important is that Arceus needs to believe in himself. Or Bunk, counterpoint, does Arceus believe in herself?
We're bringing up a lot of great questions.
Bunk, do you think Arceus believes in herself?
Whoa. Recon, comics and collectibles. Yo, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing well.
What
It's been
up?
a little bit. I wanted to go back to this. Jake has 3 Jason Aaron Omnibus. Alexander, why do you know this?
I don't even know how many Jason Aaron What are my 3 Omnis? I know Thor, there's 2 of them, but what else do I own by him? Oh, did he do a Turtles? No.
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars? Oh, I do. I love how they know my. Can we play a fun game called What Books Does Jake Own? Okay, ask me a question and tell me if I like try to figure out if like there's a book that I own that I don't know that I own. Let's do this.
All right.
Okay,
I
ready,
do-
guys, ready? How many Tomasi Omnis do I own? And bonus points if you can tell me what they are. I feel like Tomasi might be the creator I have the most Omnis of. Oh, I have Punisher. I have 4 Jason Aaron Omnis. I didn't know that. 5. 5 Tomasi books.
I think that's what he's saying. Let's see. Let me see if I can get it.
Is Tomasi Squirrel Girl? Who writes Squirrel Girl?
No. I can't
Okay,
remember
so
right now.
let's go through.
Ryan North? No.
Let's go through how many Tomasi Omnis do I
Let me
own?
guess and see if I can get it. You got Super Sons,
Yes.
the Superman that he did,
Yes.
Batman and Robin,
Yes.
the 2 Green Lantern Corps,
Yes.
and that's 5.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I got his Detective Comics.
Oh.
I have Arkham City, the Arkham Asylum one.
He did a that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did a lot of the Arkham Asylum.
I was right. It was Ryan North. I didn't guess, but wow, I'm shocked I knew that. I've never read anything by Ryan North either. I know he's on Fantastic Four. That's actually pretty good right now. Jason Aaron. Oh, I cannot speak. Jason Aaron also has the Wolverine Omnis. Have you read? Do you have any of those?
I had some of the Wolverine. Right now, my only Wolverine omnibus is Death of Wolverine. I don't know anything about that book though.
Superman, Superman Sons, Batman, Batman Detective, 2 Green Lantern Corps. Is that it? I could come up with off the top of my head.
I think the Arkham City one, and I think there's more, but I don't remember what they are. Yeah, Tomasi is well collected.
Wow, that's cool. Do you want to do another one of those?
Yeah. How many versions of Batman Year One do I own?
I wouldn't even know where to begin with that.
Are you Googling how many Year Ones there are?
Yeah. He's let's see. 7, too many. True. What
Okay,
about
ready?
Watchmen?
That's more Jordan. What is the only modern? You can maybe say the case there's 2, but what are the only 2 modern Batman Omnis I don't own?
Batman by Jeff Loeb.
I have that. I have
Hush.
I have the Omni and the Absolutes. I have Hush. Don't like it at all, but I have it. Chat, what is the 1 or 2 Batman Omnis that are modern that I don't own?
Batman, Rise and Fall of Batman.
That's my favorite one, and I have that. Oh, that's another. Oh no, yeah, okay. Nightfall 3. I have that. I have that bunk. I paid a lot of money for that one. I have Detective Comics by Tomasi. Neil Adams is one of them, yes. And there is one last one. I don't have the black and white omnibus.
Why not?
Because it just has never been in print when I had money for it.
That's fair. Jake, what did you think of the Gotham show? My brother, there's a little backstory here. We were doing an all-in-one nerd with Illuminati, and maybe a Fifth of Jack was on for that one. I can't remember. And my brother kept texting me during the show, asking me to bring up Gotham, even though it was irrelevant to the show's topic. So
okay,
he's kind of
sorry, the chat's coming after me. That's why I said 1, maybe 2. My answer was black and white, but I wasn't sure if people would consider Neil Adams modern or not. But the one I was looking for was Batman black and white.
Okay.
So Gotham, I was young enough to like it. I don't like Fish Mooney's character. I thought the Penguin and the Riddler were done pretty cool. But now that I've read Gotham Central, I hate what the show could have been. So if you
Yeah.
liked Gotham and you want something that's not at all related to Gotham, but 1,000 times better, read Gotham Central. Gotham Central is, I think, the single greatest DC omnibus out there.
I would agree. I think it's my favorite DC Omni. I do like Sleeper a lot. That is done by DC, but it's not like in the universe.
Yeah, it's a little Wildstormy, but I also like Sleeper.
And I
I'm
wanna-
excited. This will be
I
my
wanna-
next book, which I brought it here to show
Oh.
you. I don't have the hardcover.
That's a good read. I think that would make for a great TV show. Yeah, you're in for a treat with that one. I do want to get Planetary too. That Omni.
Mitch Neltzer just asked me, who is Luke Brewer? Are you Luke Brewer?
That's me, yeah. Who was it?
I feel like I should know him, but I can't place him. Do you know Omni Buddy?
I know the name. But no, I guess I don't. So that's who's asking. Who's me?
Yeah, and a fellow comic book YouTuber was asking who you are. He feels like he should know you.
He should. The heck. Although
Yeah.
I don't really know him either. So that's fair.
Bunk, can I trade you the compendium for the hardcover since you're not a book snob? And if besides, you can just read it on Hoopla anyways.
He's not. He explained because I asked because it was right behind him the entire show, and I think my last question of the night was, it wasn't a question. I just wanted to see it, and he kind of told the
you sent Mitch a
backstory.
friend request on Facebook.
I did. What's his name?
Mitch Neltzer.
I don't remember doing that, but cool. Gotham Central is my favorite DC book. It's in my top 5 books overall. Yeah, it's definitely up there for me too. Yeah, I don't think Bunk's gonna trade you. Do any of you write comics? Jake, I don't believe you do, but please correct me if I'm wrong.
When I was a kid, like before I could even write, I would draw comics, stick figure comics, and have my mom write the words for me. But no, I have not written any comics. I think I love it so much that I never want to because I just want to be a fan my whole time. You know, I feel like, and they always say that writing comics will break your heart. So I don't know if
I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
It's a messed up industry, man.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my ultimate goal is to write comics. I have written some comics that haven't gotten published or made because I'm not much of an artist, but I have like written scripts and whatnot. Alex, I'm working on one currently. I'm a few hundred pages deep. No kidding, Alex. That is awesome. I want to talk to you about that on the show. I'm going to try to remember to write that down. I don't have a pen with me right now.
The name of his comic is Why Scott Summers Isn't Wrong.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's 1,000 pages on why Scott Summers isn't wrong.
Cool. I feel like you're making that up.
Alex, isn't it 1,000 pages on why Scott Summers wasn't the bad guy?
That'd be cool. I guess. So I think we've been going for an hour and a half. So why don't we wrap it up?
Are you sure? I thought we were going 4 hours, man.
I thought it was 5.
Chat, do you want us to wrap it up? I got no plans tonight. It's either this or I play Rivals.
All right. If we do continue, I'm down to continue, but we have to go for another hour and a half.
We have to go for another hour and a half?
Yeah.
Why are you OCD about the length?
No, I think it's a good time to strive for. We don't really have to go for.
Oh, Vader came back. Hey, Bubba.
If we do continue, I do have to take a quick break though. I really have to pee.
Yeah, solo me. I'll run the chat.
All right. You have chat controls here?
No, I don't. But let me see. Do I? Nope. But I'll just talk with the chat. It's cool.
All right. Let me see if I can make you. I don't think I can.
You have to go to settings and add me to your team, but I don't know if that's on the free account.
I pay for.
Oh, it's expensive, man. I don't even pay for my StreamYard.
I know. I need to stop. I cannot afford it right now.
Dude, I found out because before StreamYard had a cheaper tier and then the 50 tier, I was accidentally subscribed to the 50 tier for like 6 months when I could not afford it.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I
Um,
need to cancel mine. All right. I will. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. All right.
cool.
Have fun.
Do your thing. My cats are crying at me because they miss their mom and they want attention. And do you guys want to see my Daredevil mask that I just got? Let me know. Let me know down below. And does the chat have any questions for me? I'm an open book. This is your time to ask anything you've wanted to ask about me. Come on, don't leave me hanging, chat. No one's there we go. Alex, yes. Okay, I'll show you guys my helmet. So this is my cat, Dick Grayson, and this is the Daredevil helmet, but it makes everything red. You're not supposed to have a favorite cat, but this is my favorite cat. Okay, so put it on, but you have to close your eyes to be fully immersed. Have you named your mustache yet? No, but chat, throw out some suggestions for my mustache name right now. What if I go and shave my mustache off and come back to the interview and see if he notices that my mustache is shaved off? How did I get into comics? I started out, okay, so my family was really frugal and we only had one cable channel growing up, which was Boomerang. So I grew up watching Super Friends and the animated series of Batman and Superman and all of those awesome shows. And I wanted more. And I realized there's a whole world of comics out there. Alex, I don't like wrestling. I don't know if it was before my time or after my time, or I never got into it. I went to a thing called, I don't know if you guys have it. I mean, you're English. You probably have actual horseback riding night fights. But I went to this thing called Medieval Times, which is like they do like you get there and you eat like a turkey leg and a bread roll, and you get to watch knights play fight. And I get the concept of like a heel who's the bad guy and you're rooting against him and it's really over the top. But like, and I feel like I would enjoy a wrestling match if I was in the environment, but to me, I have no interest in watching it on television. I think I'd have to be there with like a burger or some wings or something and watch these big sweaty men fight it out or these women fight it out in person. You know, I need the electricity of the live environment.
That's fair. What did I miss? Anything important? Did you ruin the stream?
Chat, was it better, worse, or the same when
we know what
left?
Alexander's going to say. He's going to say better. We do have some good questions coming in here. I don't know if you've answered some of these. Did you answer this one? Have you named your mustache yet?
Yes.
What is it?
I said chat, write down some name suggestions. And I think Alex said Jason.
Jason? It's not a bad one. You should grab it and have it on when Lubersky returns. What is this?
Oh, that's between me and the chat, baby.
All right. How did you get into comics? That's a good question.
We answered that one also.
Did you? What was the answer? I'm curious.
I had the channel Boomerang growing up, and I grew up on the Super Friends and Batman the Animated Series and Superman the Animated Series, and I wanted more.
Cool. Let's see. How do you feel about wrestling? What's your favorite book that's not a comic?
I really like There's a book on called Attached. It's about the different relationship attachment styles. I like that book a lot. That's helped me out a lot in relationships because I used to be very much like an insecure attachment style, but I was always attracted to women that were very secured in their attachment style. I really like Alan Watts philosophy books. I really like this book called The Alchemist about finding out what you're destined to do in life and about the journey that life takes you on. I really like How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's a really good book that I've learned a lot on.
I heard about
Um,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. So I think you read, sounds like you read a lot of nonfiction books.
I haven't read a nonfiction book in years, but I used to be a big reader.
Yeah. I find it's a good balance between like I'll read a comic and then a nonfiction book at the same time. And that's like
Oh,
a good balance for me.
my favorite book is Atomic Habits.
Atomic Habits. That's another one I need to check out still. I hear great things about.
Atomic Habits is
Awesome.
great.
There was a comic by, or I'm sorry, a comment by Bunk earlier I want to highlight. You can find it. Here it is. Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Frank? I don't know. Is one of the most impactful books about identity and existence. I'm going to have to write that down. Man's Search for Meaning. Awesome. Thank you for the recommendation, Bunk. Let's see. What else do we have? Japanese.
Kato and Alex, why are you in the game night chat and not watching the live stream?
What the heck? My brother suggests you name your mustache the Swanson. What do you think about that?
I'm a big Parks and Rec fan. I like all of his shows. Michael Schur, I like all of his shows. So I'm not opposed to that, but I feel like my mustache isn't there yet to where it's not an insult to Ron to call it the Swanson.
Okay. All right, that's fair. Name your mustache Nana, the Destroyer of Worlds. What do you think about that?
I'm thinking I'm going to name my mustache Labruski.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Now that's a cool name. The Star Wars
with two eyes, not three.
With two eyes. Okay, I do have it copyrighted with three, so be careful. I will sue you and your mustache. The Star Wars Legends novels are great. Never read any of those. How about you, Jake?
I read the first one that was introducing the High Republic line of books, and I thought it was okay. I've read other ones. I go back and forth between liking in continuity and out of continuity stuff. Some of them are pretty good. So I need to read more. Yeah.
Awesome. Alexander Miller, I'm multitasking. We are having a watch along in Discord. Okay.
True. I can play Marvel Rivals, be in the voice chat, and find Instagram Reels all at the same time.
That's impressive. I really don't know how you do that, but it is impressive nonetheless. Next question I have for you is, what is your favorite indie book?
I think the ones that have had the biggest impact on me were probably okay. Thanks for the correction, Alex. I feel like the ones that had the biggest impact on me were Murder Falcon and Do a Power Bomb.
Those by Daniel Warren Johnson.
Yeah, those two were those. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna bring to have him sign at Heroes Con, but I'm definitely gonna get one of them.
That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't read Do a Power Bomb. I read Murder Falcon, really enjoyed it. The ending. I want to do a video on that eventually. I'll reread it. But that was really good. What about like Saga? Saga, I think, is my favorite comic. One of them, at least.
Saga, I love the idea of, but I've read the first like 2 trades of Saga so many times, then I lose my place and then I restart, and I'm so tired of reading the first arc of Saga like over and over again. So I need to reread it. Now that I have the deluxes, I need to reread it. But I think I'm gonna wait until the next Saga Deluxe edition comes out, and then I'll try to do a big read through.
I hope that is soon, because there is enough material out now for it to be made. So I really hope they collect that in a nice fourth deluxe very soon. Yeah, I love Saga. Saga, I will say, is probably the comic. I read it when I was first getting into comics. It was one of the first series I read, and it definitely had the biggest impact on me and really ignited my love for comics,
So what do you
and
think is
especially
going
indie books.
what do you think is going on when Prince Robot like just has graphic sex going on his TV screen? Is that like he's like been a little horny? Is that like what's that about?
I think it's to show how disturbed he truly is. That would be my guess because or it could be like he's just a little horny and that's what he likes. I don't know. But my
You don't
guess would
judge
be what's that?
you don't judge Prince Robot?
I do a little bit. Yeah, I do a little bit, but I do think that maybe that is just to show how messed up he is in the head. I don't know.
How much
That'd
would
be
you
my
pay
guess.
for a lying cat in real life?
Um,
Like if you
I
could
would
pay like 2 grand and what was your cat's name?
Maddie.
Would you pay 2 grand to have Maddie undergo a surgery to become Lion Cat?
No.
Really? Do you lie a lot and you don't want her busting you?
No, I do not lie a lot. I'm very honest. I've never lied.
What's the
Um,
biggest lie you've ever told? To
ooh,
yourself and the biggest lie you've told someone else?
that's a tough question. I really am not a liar. I've never been a liar. Like it's funny, my sister, my younger sister, she was always a big liar.
Told a
Um,
fib or two?
yeah, but me, I was very honest. I was always very honest. So I don't know, probably like maybe like drinking, in high school or something,
Mm.
lying to my parents about that. Don't do that, kids. I don't approve of that.
We're we're talking about you,
Um,
Alex.
yes, Alex, do not drink in high school. It's not good. So
Um,
probably that I would say the biggest lie I told to myself. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I don't lie to myself. I'm a pretty
I like the quote that an honest man never needs to remember a day in his life.
yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
Problem is
Um
I lie all the time unintentionally on my channel and the way that I'm like, I will never collect Usagi Yojimbo past the special edition. And then I buy all of Usagi, and then people will like send me clips of me saying, I will never, so the internet will never let you forget a single thing. So I accidentally lie all the time because I change as a person so much that like what I say in the moment is true, but then
mm,
my truth changes over time. And people are like, I'll be like, I will never buy an artist edition that doesn't have the full story. And then this comes in last week, so
oh
it's
nice.
yeah, it just is what it is, man. I live my truth each day, and sometimes that truth changes.
Yeah, I
And the
that's
internet
fair.
never lets you forget it.
Yeah, that's also true. I don't have much experience with the internet calling me out for my lies, but I'm sure I will eventually.
They will, man, and they will never let you forget it.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I'm pretty self-aware with myself. Um, I feel like I've always been pretty good about that. What's the biggest lie you ever told to another person and yourself?
Biggest lie that I ever told myself definitely was that I didn't have a drinking problem or that I could control my drinking.
Hmm.
Um, I think that that was a really big lie that I told myself. Um, a lot of times I would lie and say that I was happy when I wasn't. Um, and yeah, so those would be the biggest ones. I feel like once you admit that you do have a drinking problem and you stop drinking, your life starts to snowball in such a positive way that it's really transformative.
Mm,
Um, Other lying was that like I would lie to myself when I said I wasn't overspending on buying books. I definitely was. I feel like I joined the hobby and saw people get like kudos for buying a lot of books and hauling a lot of books, and I wanted to fit into the hobby. So instead of just being myself, I thought I tried to buy my way into the hobby in the beginning, and that's a really unhealthy thing, you know. So
Yeah,
definitely had to work on curbing my spending issues with books, but it all worked out in the end.
it all worked out. What about the biggest lie you told to another person?
Again, probably, oh, I don't have a drinking problem, or I won't drink, things like that.
Okay, interesting. Okay, um, here we go. Is there a book that hasn't been made yet that you are desperate for?
Do you
It's a good
mean like a
question.
collected edition of material that already exists that I want collected? Or do you mean like I pitch a hypothetical story or run or creative team on a run that I would like to see exist someday?
Why don't we do both?
Double the work. Okay. I would love I would love an absolute edition of Up in the Sky or Woman of Tomorrow. I would
Yeah.
love
Oh
a
yeah.
Batman by Tom King omnibus, even though I have the deluxe editions. Um, that'd be one I'd really looking forward to. Right, every Tom King book in absolute. I really want a deluxe edition of the Warren Ellis and Declan Shelvey Moon Knight run. It's only like 6 issues long and it's absolutely amazing. So that and like a deluxe edition would be insane. The art is so good and it's such a fun Moon Knight run. I would love a deluxe edition of Kelly Thompson's Black Widow. That was one of my favorite. It was one of my favorite reads, but like I didn't know what to collect it in to even do a video on it.
Mhm.
So those would be some of the ones for me. And oh, and an artist edition of New Frontier. I would
Cool.
I would kill for an artist edition of New Frontier.
Cool. Those are great answers. I would probably say Woman of Tomorrow, an absolute is up there for me for sure. I love that story. And I've been meaning to reread it, but I've been holding out for an absolute, but I can't imagine that will happen anytime soon. I imagine we'll be waiting another year or two.
I can ask him in a couple weeks.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Maybe we can get somewhat of a rough timeline. And then also too, I wouldn't mind maybe like a Transmetropolitan Omni or something. I think that'd be kind of cool. Even though I haven't read that story at all, but the absolutes are super expensive. So an
It's
Omni
coming
would
next
probably
week,
be,
so I'm finally gonna read that story.
yeah, that's
Um,
those are absolutes that I would definitely also buy, I think, to read. Um yeah.
it's now a book. I would love an ongoing run where Red Hood and Nightwing were equal co-characters in a run. You know what I mean? There was a pitch, Tom King's initial pitch of when when Nightwing got hurt in the Batman run was for Tim Drake to step up in the Nightwing persona in Bloodhaven. I think that would be a super interesting run to see someone, because we always see someone in the mantle of Batman and do their best Batman impression. I'd love to see someone do a Nightwing impression and have to be
Hmm.
Nightwing. I would love, oh my God, like imagine a deluxe edition, a 12 issue series of Tom King and Mitch doing Daredevil. That would be wild.
That'd be
Um,
cool.
so I would really like that. Um, so those would be the hypothetical books that don't exist that I would be into.
I just thought another one too. I would love for a It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth deluxe, like a nice image deluxe. I really hope we get that eventually. I think it would be amazing. Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. Rick Grayson Omnibus.
Why do you hate me, Alex?
He just does, I guess. I don't know. Um, who is your who's your favorite writer besides Tom King?
I'm not allowed to say anymore.
Why? Who is it?
I'm not gonna say. No, I'm just
I
kidding. I loved Neil Gaiman, so that one hurt a lot.
Yeah,
I've been really impressed with Kelly Thompson lately. Like I think she's one of my favorite current writers. I
yeah,
love Mark Wade. Mark Wade is awesome. Um, and yeah, those would be
cool.
some of my favorite ones.
Did you know I saw Neil Gaiman in the springtime of this year, like maybe a month before he was canceled. He came to my area with the creator of Mouse, Art Spiegelman, and they were in conversation together. So I got to see those two talk. And funny enough, when you were entering, you could like write a question for them to answer. Maybe they'd pick you or whatnot. They picked my question. I asked what their favorite cheese was, and that was the first question that was asked. So I was like,
Really?
"Oh, that's
What's your favorite cheese?
probably American."
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I
What
think it's.
with that, man? Let's break that down. Why is American your favorite cheese?
I think it goes best with like subs. I love subs. Best for grilled cheese, a hamburger.
It just has no personality.
I disagree.
Um, I like pepper jack
Okay.
and Havarti. Like a
I
Havarti with some pepper in it. Ooh, that's so creamy. Like a jalapeno Havarti is a great cheese.
Interesting. Okay.
You do you not like cheeses with a little bit of kick?
Not really. I'm not much of a spice guy, to be honest with you.
Alex, I hate your choice.
What was Alex doesn't have a choice.
Do you
America has
hate
a cheese. Yeah, America has a cheese.
what's this whole
Cody
thing? It
Jack,
it
too dark
melts
though.
better. Like
Labruski has the cheese touch. Oh my gosh. Do you get that reference?
I don't. What is that?
It's from Diary of the Wimpy Kid, of a Wimpy Kid.
I don't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's I used to love that series when I was a kid.
My high school best friend was a child actor
Mm,
and he auditioned for that movie. His big claims to fame were he's the only live action character in the Polar Express.
really?
Have you seen the Polar Express?
Yeah.
There's a scene where there's all these TV shows of like there's all these TVs and you're seeing
Yeah.
all the naughty or nice kids and he plays naughty kid and he's just going like I didn't do it. I didn't do it on the TV screen.
Oh, it's funny.
And he played one of Phoebe's triplets in Friends.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
American is boring like you, Labruski. Thanks, Alexander.
Alexander, could you say one positive? One put down is two put ups. Say two nice things about Labruski right now.
Yeah, dude. Jake, kind of a sidebar. What is your favorite video game ever and why?
Uh for
Fortnite?
decompressing Stardew Valley. For stressing Stardew Valley. Like Stardew Valley always starts out with me having a bad day and thinking I'm gonna unwind, and it ends with me pulling up Excel and making a spreadsheet.
That's yeah.
For story, Knights of the Old Republic 2 and 1. I love the KOTOR franchise.
Yes, we can. Okay, welcome to Off the Cuff interviews. Today we are talking with Jake from the Brave and the Boys. Jake, how are you?
I've been better.
Nice. I'm sorry to interrupt you. So, Star Wars: The Old Republic is for story.
Yeah, I love Star Wars Old Republic. I will replay number 2 a ton. I think number 2 has way more replay value than number 1. You got to mod it to have the restored content mod. I liked Fable. I like to make Bunk feel old that I played Fable as a child when he played Fable when he was much older. My thing is I love games with intricate morality choices. I want to feel like I'm making a difference in my game.
Okay. Like with Red Dead.
See, those ones I feel like they give you choices, but your choices don't ever affect the world.
That's true. I guess with Red Dead more so. What about Baldur's Gate 3? Have you played that?
I bought it, but at that point I didn't play video games anymore and I
Mm,
struggle. I like games where like with Fable, your character looks evil if you're evil. KOTOR, your character looks evil if they're evil. I loved the original Dragon's Age, the original Mass Effect were great. Like games where there's compelling stories. I'm not at, like I like it when you can have companions with you and they have opinions on what's going on, but I like the games to have minimal like mechanics to where I'm not feeling like I have to min max everything, you know.
You might like Baldur's Gate 3 because from a certain like the RPG aspect, because your choices definitely matter with that game. Like you
I
are
couldn't even get
driving the
through the
narrative.
tutorial. I didn't even have the effort. I think I would need to be playing with people.
That'd be fair. Let's play Baldur's Gate 3. I got it for my PS5. I love that
Sick.
game. And I'm not even a big D&D guy either. That game so much fun. I never beat it though. I got to the third act and never beat it. Mike Romero, hey dude, hope you're doing well. Fable was badass. 2 was my favorites. I never played Fable. My brother did. And I remember him really enjoying it. He got it for like with the Xbox. And the Mass Effect trilogy is a masterpiece. I think I own it. The Mass Effect trilogy on PS5. But
I bought
never
it on
played
my
that.
Steam Deck and I've never opened it.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you ever use your Steam Deck? Was it a worthwhile
It was the
purchase?
best purchase I've ever made. I have not touched it in a while. I think
Mm,
because I don't really play video games right now, other than the
yeah,
Rivals I play with you guys, but on my phone I've been playing a lot of Baltro.
I love Balatro. Yeah, that is such a
Balatro,
fun
yeah.
game.
Okay. I just recently
Um,
got my high score of 989 million.
wow. I don't know
Yeah,
what I think mine's like 700 million, I believe. But I love Balatro. That's such a fun game. I have thought about maybe getting a Steam Deck at some point to just be able to chill and like play like indie games and whatnot. But
it's nice when
I
you're
don't know.
married because I can play video games downstairs with my wife while she's watching TV. Um, it's great for emulation. So I have every
Mm,
emulator from a Game Boy all the way up to a Switch on my Steam Deck.
that's sweet. Yeah, that is awesome. Fit the Jack. I think I would go Mass Effect the Legendary Edition, cheat and get Mass Effect for story. Mass Effect 2 for game controls. I love the franchise. Yeah, I really got to dig my teeth into Mass Effect at some point and check that out. Will Jake be asking Tom King about the open secret that Scott Snyder was behind him not finished his Batman run as planned?
Oh yeah, that's actually my only question. I have no other questions other than that one. I'm only
That's
gonna
gonna
ask questions that Harvey writes in for me.
that's gonna make for a chaotic interview, to say the least, with a lot of spelling errors too.
Yeah, a
Probably
lot of
all
caps,
caps.
a
So
lot of sport, a lot of sports bets.
you're gonna have to like scream at him.
I was actually
And
thinking of just having Harvey do the interview instead.
you should.
Yeah, it'd probably
That
be
would be
better.
awesome. Harvey, I do respect Harvey. He keeps the chat alive in his own ways.
I think I
With
blocked
Baldur's
him.
Gate 3, I have been waiting for affordable physical copy. Might have to wait for decent price digital copy. Yeah, I remember you saying that. I think me and Bunk talked about BG3, and you said that. Definitely worth the wait, man. It is such a good game. It is definitely worth $60 though. But I completely understand if you want to wait for a sale. That would make for a legendary interview. Highly recommend. That it would. I think you should have him on.
Yeah, honestly, maybe I'll have Harvey on instead of Tom King.
I would watch the heck out of that on repeat if that
Yeah.
was the case.
But it would be better to watch it backwards.
Would it make more sense, you think?
Yeah, backwards and black and white.
Interesting. Okay. We need a first person DD game. It would be super low cost for the studio.
Yeah, that don't you play that when the TV's turned off?
I think that would be cool. Do you respect Labruski? Do you respect me, Labruski? I've been at the entire stream. I do respect you, Alexander, I guess.
I think I'm starting to.
Heck yeah, I appreciate that.
I mean, I'm starting to respect Alex.
Oh, you don't respect me, not yet.
No, why do you? I wouldn't be on the show if someone I didn't respect.
That's true. I know. I'm just teasing. I have this info from a very good source. Tom directly told me, and they told me. Told someone, and they told me. Yeah, okay.
I'm not doubting you. I don't think anything Harvey said has ever been wrong.
Definitely not. He's known for
I
not
think
lying and telling
he's
the truth.
he's rigorously honest. Like he's
For sure.
I'd almost say that he's the last bastion of truth in this society of misinformation.
Should he run for president in 2028?
I don't think there'll be another presidential election, but if I was still allowed to
Might not
vote in
be.
the next few years, I'd vote for him.
I would
My
too.
name my name's Jake.
Jake, will you respect me by Sunday? You're going on his show, his podcast, supposedly on Sunday. Will you respect him by then?
I think once I get the tracking information for my book is when the respect comes in.
That's fair. That is a fact, Jack. Or will it only be my brother?
Instead, can I do a show with Alexander and your brother Labruski?
With Alexander and my brother, or just my brother?
Your brother and Alexander.
Maybe.
I feel like the three of us would vibe.
Maybe. My brother, he's a cool guy. He's very personable. He gets along with everyone. Jake, what is your guilty pleasure comic or comic book movie? That's a great question.
I watch Mask of the Phantasm every time I get sick. Like it's the movie equivalent of chicken noodle soup for me.
Okay. That's a horrible movie.
You don't like Mask of the Phantasm?
No, I'm just teasing. I've only seen it once. I did enjoy it. I think it's a little overhyped though, but I did enjoy it.
That is so, dude, your take on everything is so wrong.
It's all subjective though, right?
Nah, to an extent.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair. What about guilty pleasure comic?
Like, so okay, so we're getting a definition now. Mike, are you saying something that like I shouldn't like but I love? Something
Yeah.
that's like not good but I love? Okay, I thought it was like okay, so I wouldn't say Mask of the Phantasm is a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, no, I don't
So
think
what
that
would I
class-
say is a bad thing that I love? I mean, can I say Super Friends? Like I still love Super Friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
guilty
so.
pleasures are fake, and Harvey is the last bastion of truth. So he's not allowed. He's actually taken a sworn duty to never have pleasure again in his life, because pleasure at its source is a lie.
Interesting philosophy with that. But what is your favorite guilty pleasure comic?
I would think most people would think every comic that I read is my guilty pleasure because I like mediocre mainstream books.
Well, no, I don't think that's true. So every book you read, interesting. Okay.
Let me see. Let me look around.
I think a guilty pleasure of mine would probably be Batman Hush. I really love that book. And I don't think people are more divisive on it.
Can I say the Batman Adventures Omnibus that feels like Batman the Animated Series?
You cannot say that. No, that's not allowed.
Okay.
Okay. No, that's a good answer for sure. What about guilty pleasure movie or TV show?
I don't know, man. I guess can I say Cobra Kai? Like that's super cheesy, but I loved every episode.
Yeah, I think that would count for sure. The epilogue episode in Justice League Unlimited, where Batman has to kill Ace, is one of my favorite. It is one of my most rewatched episodes. Interesting. I've never seen Justice League.
He just sits with her, man. That's one of those
He
moments
what?
that shows you why Batman is a hero. Like in that moment, he just sits with a scared little girl and helps her feel comfort as she dies.
Jeez, that's depressing. I openly like everything I like without crouching it.
Oh, I thought it was couching it, like what my dog does to the couch.
I don't know. Harvey Picar's ghost. He is. Yo, Harvey, you got to slow down when you type. Make sure what you read or what you type is correct.
It's probably the booze.
Maybe. Batman and Robin is a cinematic masterpiece because of how bad it is, so I don't enjoy the movie. Oh, because you do enjoy the movie. Same with you, Alexander. Slow down, reread. Slow it down. You're wrong. You're just completely wrong. Why should anyone be guilty about something they like, though? That's a fair question.
Unless it's that they like Labruski's channel.
Yeah, you're gonna make me cry. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's also a fair point that you bring
Wait,
up.
can I say Labruski is my guilty pleasure?
I think so.
Yeah.
You've only watched one video of mine, though.
Nah, I didn't I share one the other day?
I don't think so.
On Instagram, I did a repost. I did a share. I added it to my story.
Oh, like a short, one of the
Oh,
shorts.
what's wrong with watching a short?
Nothing. No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Should I not watch the shorts?
I mean, it's up to you.
Can I say Lego Batman as one of my guilty pleasures?
That's a good movie, though.
Okay. There's no pleasure in Labruski.
Alexander, man,
Bro,
chill,
Bro,
buddy.
he stays coming after you all
know.
day, man.
I
You
think
should
it's
put him
'cause
on. You should put him on a timeout. You should talk to his dad.
I'm gonna call Mr. Miller up. Have a word with him. No
When
way,
my-
Lego
when my-
Batman rocks. The game or the movie? I think both. I think both rocks. But I think Alexander has a thing against me now because you pitted him against me. You
I
made
said
it.
it's healthy to have creative rivals that push you to do better.
Well,
why is
no, I
Naruto? Why is Naruto and Sasuke the best? Because they were rivals,
No. I
but they
think
still had friends.
because you said there can only be one protege, and Alexander really wants to be a protege, and I do not. Alexander, you are Jake's protege.
Nah,
I'm cool with
I
that.
think you're getting me my protege, Labruski, and then Alex will be your protege.
I don't want Alexander as my
I saw your
protege.
editing and I realized that you'd be an easier start to my protege lineage. Like you have a better baseline.
What do you mean?
Like with Alex's editing, we're starting from square one, but with we're starting from square two. Like
so-
you
okay,
got a good foundation I can work with.
Okay.
Like
appreciate
you're
that.
both clay, but you're at least clay in the shape of a vase. Like I'd have to mold you less.
Okay, what are the perks of being your protege then? Tell me.
You'll be art by the time I'm done.
We'll see. We'll see.
Glory,
what happens.
fame, women, men.
Hell yeah. All right. Alex has found his mortal enemy. I know. I don't. Alexander, I got nothing against you, man. We're cool. Like I said, first off, I took myself out of the running for being your protege, Jake. So
What if you're Alex's protege?
that is interesting. I don't know. Okay. All right.
Can you go both ways?
Could I be both your protege?
Oh wait, that
and-
phrasing came out wrong.
Yeah, let's not. At fifth of Jack, timeout. Did I hear timeout? LMAO, just say word.
I don't know what that means. Everyone's
I don't
typing
either.
way too fast.
I think he's asked because he's a mod, so I think he has the power to time out Alexander.
Oh,
I think. We'll let Alexander chill for now.
Alexander he's on strike 2.
He's on strike 2. 3 strikes, you're out, buddy.
For-
All right, this is
for
another great
life.
question. What is your most cherished collectible?
I think this.
Now that is sexy.
Should I wear this for the rest of the interview?
Yeah, you definitely should.
No, my most cherished collectible is my absolute JLA Avengers. I don't know if they'll ever reprint that book. And it was given to me as a gift for my wife when I hit a year sober. So it is my most cherished collectible.
Fantastic. That has a
Intrinsic
great-
value to me.
yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Cool. What is your favorite movie in general? I think the way you answer that is a good indicator of who you are as a person. It's a good peek inside Jake's mind.
I feel like it's easier to give like my letterbox 4 fave or something like that, but definitely some of the most influential movies for me that I watched the most times over and over again. I'm a big fan of Spirited Away. I even have a Spirited Away tattoo.
Nice.
I really like, we talked about Mask of the Phantasm. I really like Jackie Brown, Pulp Fiction, all the Quentin Tarantino movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Those are great choices.
What is your favorite cheese to eat while watching your favorite movie?
American.
No. I'm saying like name a movie. Give me some movie and cheese pairings.
Whew. I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't eat enough cheese to have much of an
That's
opinion
clear
about
because your favorite cheese is American.
Very much so. Yeah.
Okay, chat. What's more basic, my taste in comics or his taste in cheese?
My taste in cheese. I will tell you that right now. I will 100% tell you that right now. Mike Romero, hopefully I'm saying that right. That's badass, dude. I would agree. I think that's badass. Oh man, I didn't commit to Jake. Now door has been shut. So who is Kid Jake? That should be the next poll.
Alex, do you have a preferred dub of like certain anime movies? Like I did a lot of research before I watched Akira. There was like a lot of contention on the right dub to watch that movie with.
Now we wait.
Do you have a least favorite cheese?
Maybe I can't remember the name of it now. Like triple cheddar or double cheddar or something. Hard cheddar. Something like that.
I'm not a big fan of blue.
Blue cheese?
Yeah, I don't like blue cheese.
Okay, actually, blue cheese may change my answer because I love blue cheese. That might be my favorite. Labruski has a cheese fondue found in his room.
1 second.
Yeah, Captain Underpants. How did you know that? Sharp cheddar. Yes. I don't like sharp cheddar. Not a fan of that. Akira is definitely. Oopsie. Let me remove Jake from the stage for now. Akira is definitely original voice acting for me. Hopefully, okay. How is Akira pronounced? Akira. Blue is bad cheese. Disagree. You're back.
My phone died, so I put it on the charger.
The show is not the same without you.
I think everyone agrees, yeah.
Your camera's super staticky too. Fuzzy. He left. Jake, how long have you been a comic YouTuber and what are you most proud to have accomplished with it at this time? I think he's back, maybe.
Is that better?
All right. Yeah, that's better. Mike here has a question. Jake, how long have you been a comic YouTuber and what are you most proud to have accomplished with it at this time? And as a bonus, what do you ultimately hope to achieve? That's a great question.
My goal originally was always to have just made $1. And that is a hallmark that I cherish. I'm going to get to interview my favorite comic book writer next month. So that is a huge milestone. And I think for me, the next milestone will be 10,000 subscribers. For a really weird reason, when you hit 10,000 subscribers, you can sell products through your YouTube channel. So I'll be able to like do a video on like, these are my top 10 favorite Batman books and actually have the OPB links down below so that you can buy the products through the video. That'll just, I feel like, make things a lot easier as I try to sell books for OPB. But honestly, my channel has grown more than I ever could have imagined. And it's grown fast. Like in 2 years to be at almost 8,500 views is insane. So every day's a blessing, and I just try to enjoy it all because you never know when your channel could die off, you know. So I'm just riding the wave as long as I can.
For sure. I think your mic's unplugged. You sound a little weird. Jake has been banished to the Shadow Realm. He sure has.
Sorry, is that better?
There, yeah, that's better.
I unplugged.
We could hear you,
yeah,
but it was
defaulted
just a
to my
little
laptop
weird.
mic.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, my favorite movies. Even though you never asked me, I'm going to tell you.
Sorry, I thought you were interviewing me. I'm not trying to hijack your show.
Yeah, you are.
What?
American Splendor. You ever see that
Is that a cheese or a movie?
movie?
No.
It's about Harvey Picar. Do you know who Harvey Picar is?
Is that the dude that's annoying in the comments?
Well, his
oh, that's
username,
Pescar.
huh?
Wait, isn't that the dude that was just popping up? Harvey Pescar's ghost. Is that different?
No, Harvey Picar's ghost. His username is in reference to Harvey Picar. He was just a comic creator in like the 80s, super underground. And they made a movie with him starring Paul Giamatti in the early 2000s, probably. Wicked good. It's on Max. I would recommend it. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Amazing. Love that.
I watched the opening 5 minutes of that movie.
You need to watch the rest. And then maybe the Royal Tenenbaums too.
I like Moonrise Kingdom.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good one. I like Rushmore. You ever see Rushmore? That's a earlier Wes Anderson movie. I would recommend. For sure.
Okay. What other movies do you like? What's your guilty pleasure movie? Because I feel like you're naming a lot of like fancy movies.
I don't know. I like a lot of Seth Rogen movies.
Okay.
So I guess maybe those, but I think some of those are actually like good movies.
I like how Alex's favorite movie is The Social Network, and he's not even old enough to have a Facebook.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. The revenge of the nerd scene in American Splendor lives rent free in my head. I know those. Yeah, those are usually good. Yes, I believe you're talking about the Seth Rogen movies. I would agree. Yeah, I think those are. His movies tend to be pretty good.
One of my favorite scenes ever is when in Neighbors, when he's trying to teach Zac Efron how to cook, and he's like, why is this boiling an egg make it hard but noodles soft? And I was like, that's so funny.
That is interesting. Why do you think that is? Do you want to talk about that?
I would say physics and starch.
You're probably right. The Night Before is Fire. That's actually one I did not really enjoy. I thought it was kind of lame. I'm not a huge Christmas guy though. Let me see here. Cool. We've been going for almost 2.5 hours. Do you want to keep it going?
Do you want me to go?
No, I'm good with keeping it going. Do you want to try to be the longest stream on my channel?
No.
Do you want that honor?
That'll be forever bunked. I would never want to step on his shoes.
All right. Your opinion is bad on that, Labruski.
Alex, say one positive thing about Labruski or you won't be my protege.
He did earlier.
I'm a positive channel, so you need to show some peace and love to Labruski.
Peace and love, my friend. Let's see. He did say something nice earlier. Where was it?
You got to scroll probably a ways back to find it.
Yeah, I can't even find it now. Okay, here it is. Labruski is a cool name and has a good sleep schedule. I thank you for the cool name part. I do not have a good sleep schedule right now. It is awful. Absolutely awful. Back to better Alex's comments. What music do you guys listen to?
I don't know. Like for a long time, a lot of my identity was tied up into EDM music and going to raves. and then COVID happened, and I kind of just felt like raves were gone for me and done for me. I stopped
Probably
liking
for the
electronic.
best.
I stopped liking electronic music, and then I kind of went into a phase where I only listen to music for work because I work in hi-fi, so I had to listen to a lot of old stuffy music that sounds good on these $1 million speakers. But lately, I've been finding joy in music I used to listen to when I was in junior high, like the All American Rejects and Blink 182. So kind of like alternative music from when I was younger. But I've just been in a weird place. I think it's because my favorite time to listen to music is when I'm driving and I don't commute anymore.
Okay. I will say I'm definitely not a huge music guy in general. I it's always been like of the arts, it's always been the my least favorite. Like I much prefer comics, paintings, movies, TV shows, books. Like I've never been huge about music. Um, but I do like old school rock, older music, Rolling Stones, Queen. I do like the Grateful Dead. So like some older rock music, I guess. I'm not huge into I do like some rap, like Kendrick Lamar. I do like some NWA is cool, Biggie. So I'm kind of all over the map, to be honest, but mostly like old school kind of rock. Um, let's see. Did Jake freeze?
No, I just was thinking about other things.
Dude, I thought you froze.
You were talking for so long. I didn't want to interrupt, bro.
I thought you froze. I'm like, because you
I
weren't
didn't want it.
blinking either.
I was blinking.
I don't think you were. You weren't there for a second.
I
All
guess I
right.
was just trying to think about how sad your palate has to be to only like American cheese.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. My palate is probably pretty sad. Um, what do you think about these compliments? Does this pass as a compliment or kind of a cop out?
Those are just things, Alex. Talk about Labruski as a person.
Yeah, talk about me as a person. Tell me how great I am.
Yeah.
Um,
You don't understand. As YouTubers, we crave the acceptance of our audience.
for sure. Pop punk, I'm so sorry. My favorite band is Billy Talent, but I'm into all kinds of music. Interesting. I've never listened to Billy Talent.
What
Have
kind of
you?
genre is Billy Talent?
I'm not too sure. I see omnis as unwieldy. Do you have a secret to comfortably read them? Oh,
I do.
that's a good
It's to
question.
buy the book as an Omni and then read it digitally.
Is that what you do?
No, I'm just kidding. I like to read at my desk,
Mm,
or if I'm going to read on the couch, I put this on my lap. This is like a footrest that my cats sleep on. But putting
nice.
that on my lap makes the omnibus a lot easier to read on a couch.
Yeah, I don't like reading at my desk, so I just kind of suck it up and like manhandle the omni.
Can we clip him saying I just suck it up and manhandle it?
Don't clip that. That's funny though. I don't like omnis too much though. They're not my preferred format. Like I honestly would prefer
A little too big for you?
little too big for me.
Little too much meat on the bone?
Yeah, can't handle it. I would prefer like a nice like an image hardcover. That's probably my favorite. Or I would prefer a trade paperback sometimes too. Like I don't mind a trade paperback.
I think my preferred book size is this.
That's insane.
Just light reading.
That's insane. You talk to me on Jake. Talk to me on Jake Discord, so I'm not alone.
He's saying that's the nice thing about you. You talk to him on my Discord, so he doesn't feel alone. And there's a male loneliness epidemic going on in today's youth.
Interesting.
Like
this is a great.
Have you ever approached a woman at a bar?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I haven't.
Yeah, of course I have. I mean,
did it go well?
I mean, I don't really remember. It's like, I guess I haven't like gone up to like a woman. I don't think. No, I definitely have. Not great. I mean, not horrible, but it's not like I'm dating that person, But
what was your line? What was your opening line?
I'm bad at pickup lines and all that. I really am horrible.
You should go up to her next time you see a woman in the bar, go up to her and say, "Hey, I just want to say you're really cute and I want to talk to you, but it looks like you're out with your friend. So here's my number if you ever decide to get to know me. I think that's a good move. And then let her go back to enjoying her night with her friends.
I think that's a bad move.
Well,
no, that's
I'm
actually
married.
probably pretty good. Back to this question. Great question. What is the best I think you should leave skit? Jake, what do you think?
I like the hat and zip line.
The zip line's great. I like the one.
I met that actress, the girl who played the girl that she was the Flash's daughter. I met her at FedEx.
No kidding. That's cool. I like the Haunted Mansion one. I think that might be my favorite one. That cracks me up every time. I love it. It's so funny. Alex, I read my Omnis all in my hands. I got used to it over time. Now I don't feel the weight. Yeah, I think after you start reading an Omni, you just get used to the weight. Also, going back to this, Bunk, I want to know what your favorite is.
He likes HR and focus group.
How do you know that?
Because me and Bunk are good friends.
That's true. I think the best way to read Omnis comfortably is to do a bunch of squats so your legs are massive and read it wherever.
Bunk had a great idea of doing like different comic book YouTubers doing their fitness goals with books, and he never followed up on it. So like
cool.
I thought he was roasting me. He was like, yeah, you can start by curling a trade paperback and I'll do overhead lunges with a Taschen. And I'm like, are you just calling me weak? And he's like, no, this is an actual video idea I had. And he never followed through.
That's pretty cool. He should do that right after he does the Power Rangers video. I would be worried that if I tried to read it up right, like a normal book, that gravity would kick in and ruin the spine. I do kind of have that
what happened to Jordan's spine.
Yeah, I think a couple of my Omni spines are definitely a little messed up, but what can he do? I don't know. That's another reason why I don't like Omnis. I feel like after I read it, like it's all messed up. It's just too much. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You want simple all-American cheese.
Yeah. Pillow on your lap for big Omnis. Don't overthink it. Yeah, that's a quick solution. Oh, dang. Bar confessions time. Yeah, let's not do bar confession time.
No. Bunk got mad at me because I'm like, bro, I think that's the great concept of a video. I can't wait to hear it more when you flesh it out. And he was pissed.
Wait, what happened?
When Bunk told me that idea, I'm like, wow, man, that's an awesome concept of an idea. I can't wait to hear more about it when you flesh the idea out more.
Oh,
he did not like that.
I can't blame him. I don't know if I would like that either. I thought Jake would want Artist Edition or bigger Taschen.
Oh, you mean these?
He loves his Taschen editions. I'm Labruski. I read comics and am cool. Awesome. Thank you. I would try that line, but I don't think my wife would appreciate me saying that.
Plot twist, Bunk. Take your wife to the bar and then use that line on her. You got to date your wife.
There you go. There's a workaround for you. Bad pickup line. Did it hurt? She replies, "Did what hurt when you fell from heaven?" That is a bad pickup line.
What about did it hurt? And she goes, "Did what hurt?" And then you go, "You'll see."
That's funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're moving on from that. I need to be in that video, Bunk. Maybe talk to Bunk. Listen, I was all about it, and you were like, maybe think about that idea some more, and then give up on it when you realize that you have no good YouTube ideas.
I said it's a good concept of an idea, and I can't wait for you to flesh it out more.
That's mean. Oh, this is a good question. I have never met a celebrity, I don't think, so I don't really have one. But what about you? Do you have a good celebrity embarrassment story?
Well, aren't I the celebrity?
No.
One time we did a duel. I was in a live stream and we did a Grubhub order or like a whatever the grocery one is. And we were a little tight on money, so we didn't tip that much.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we didn't have a lot to tip. Like we were kind of poor at that time. And the people come and knock on the door, and we got this on video, and they go, "Hey, is is this Jake from the Brave and the Boys? And because my email for the Grubhub account was the Brave and the Boys, and we were like, yeah. And she was like, I was upstairs doing the live stream, and she's like, oh, I'm a huge fan. I watch his videos all the time. We weren't going to accept the job because the tip was so low, but we're such a big fan that we did anyways.
Oh
So
my god.
I had to edit the tip and give him like $50 and then send him a t-shirt. But like, yeah, so he only took it because he was a big fan of my YouTube channel, and I didn't put it like it wasn't a juicy tip.
That's funny. Wow. That's an interesting story. What's your most embarrassing story ever? I can share mine. One of mine, at least.
And yeah, it was Instacart. Thanks, Bunk.
Okay, yeah.
Did you freeze?
No, I'm asking you a question.
Ask it again. Clear your throat. I want to hear it.
What is your most embarrassing story?
Oh gosh. What do
I
you
can
think my most embarrassing story is?
I don't know.
I don't get embarrassed. I'm a pretty wild and open person.
I definitely I do get embarrassed. Not as much now, but in high school and
Alex
like middle
embarrasses you,
school.
or
Alex, yeah, he definitely does.
yo, Bunk referencing the Community peanut rap. Let me clear my throat. I actually don't know if I have a good embarrassing. Yeah.
I'll share mine. I was in middle school. We did a fiesta of the entire middle school, so everyone was there, and we would do these stupid relay races. But they would call students up at random to come up in front of the entire middle school, and of course, my name gets called. And you can like reject it and say no, but it's like it's even embarrassing within itself. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go up. And the kid that got called, or no, he got called after me. We're walking up in front of everybody in the gymnasium. He starts running, so he passes me. And so I'm like, okay, I guess I'll start running too. So I start running behind him, and he does a cartwheel, hits me in the face, and I fall down in front of the entire middle school. Everyone starts laughing. So that has haunted me forever.
Why do I feel like
Yeah.
someday, like on your wedding day, you're getting ready to say I do, and he comes in and does a cartwheel and kicks you in the face?
He probably will. He probably will. I have another embarrassing one too in biology class. We had a horrible biology teacher, so nobody really participated, but he would still try to get people to participate in the class. And it was like a warm-up question or whatever. And he asked what the male gonads are. And
Oh, you
he
know
calls
this.
on me. And I'm like, I don't know. I think I probably did know. I just didn't want to say. And one of the kids in the class says, "You don't know what you have," and like everyone started laughing. So that has really haunted me as
I
well.
wish I had a better embarrassing story. One of my best friends had an embarrassing story that I just steal and pretend it was my life. He went to a taping of The Price is Right, and you know they call up people from the audience to get like selected to be on the show. They called up his name, and he thought it was his section, so he runs up like all excited to do it, and it was someone else. It was a different person with his name, so they had to retape the section.
Oh, that's funny. That is so embarrassing.
Could I just pretend that was me and that was my embarrassing story? Because that's better than anything.
That was embarrassing. Why would I pay for a delivery I already paid for? Do Americans tip their FedEx deliveries? No, we don't tip. We don't tip delivery drivers like FedEx and UPS and mail people. Tipping at a fine restaurant is somewhat normal in Europe, but anything else is ridiculous. Really?
I gotta be honest, man. I loved in Italy when I didn't have to tip. Like
that's
sometimes
super nice.
would be, oh my god, yeah, that's good. Bunk has a good one for me. Okay, so I was telling a story about how sometimes I'll read the omnibus physically at my desk, and then my wife wants me to come downstairs, so I'll pick up the iPad and I'll find where my place is digitally and continue reading digitally downstairs. But I meant to say what gets hard for me, and I accidentally on a live stream said what gets me hard is when my wife wants me to switch, so I go down to the couch, and everybody in the chat starts dying. BJ is completely bewildered because the whole sentence, I was like, what gets me hard is when my wife wants me to switch it up and go to the couch. Like, so he's never been on my show since then. And I didn't realize what had happened until the next day Bunk sends me the clip.
That is funny as heck. Oh my god.
Like people were like, "Oh, are you sure it's not gas station pills?" And I had no idea what anybody in the chat, but BJ didn't understand. I didn't get what I had said. So he didn't
That is
understand.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good
That's
one.
good. But the thing is, I didn't even realize what had happened, so it's not even embarrassing. And me and him are friends, so it's like I don't care.
Yeah, whatever. I want to highlight this one. A Relay A. I hear there's a channel where you can learn how to run. Okay, runners. This is in reference to a video I made back during COVID. And I don't even know if those videos are still up on my channel anymore. I would do a how-to series and I just pick a random thing and do like a I guess a sketch, like comedy of it. And one of them was how to run. So I did not know you watched those, Bunk. That's let me know what you thought of them. Question for you. Are you going to play Rivals tonight still or no?
I don't know. My wife came home during this interview, so I had a pretty bad day with work related things. So I don't know if I will. I might be a husband tonight, but maybe I will, you know.
Cool. Bunk says, I'm a man of many YouTube video watching. Awesome. I love to hear it. Thank you for the support, as always, Bunk.
And maybe if you watch less YouTube videos, you'd make more YouTube videos like your comic weightlifting and Power Rangers reading order.
That's a good point. Maybe.
Got him.
Maybe he would. Got him. Well, why don't we wrap up then?
Jess played Rivals last night, and OmniDog downloaded it today.
That's awesome. Bunk, do you have something to play Rivals with? I thought you didn't play video games anymore.
He has a laptop that I think should be able to play it.
You might be able to, yeah.
Why don't we? His computer for a while though was the sweet potato that Zoe Thorgood signed.
Yeah, is that right? I would love to buy that sweet potato off a Bunk if it still exists. I would like encode that thing in like plastic or whatever they do to like encase it and just have it on display.
You're giving me like you'd buy her bathwater vibe. I don't like it. Leave her alone.
She's been through a lot. No. I have not downloaded Rivals, but I would probably play with Jess Spencer. Awesome.
Her favorite character has been Magic because she said she likes Link in Smash Bros.
I've been having a blast playing as Iron Man like the past couple of days. I think it's so much fun.
I wish the rest of your team felt that way.
They do. I guess, yeah. Why don't we wrap it up?
You think I suck at Rivals?
Huh?
Do you think I suck at Rivals? What do I need to work on?
I don't know.
Talk to me about my fundamentals.
In Rivals?
Mike, it was great meeting you tonight. Go ahead. Hopefully you're subscribed to Labruski. Check out my channel, The Break the Boys.
In, Mike. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Link to Jake's channel in the description below if you have not already subscribed to that. K Rules and Smash.
You know, Bunk, why have we never online smashed?
Ooh.
I've been wanting to smash you for a long time.
Maybe stop getting timed out for playing
okay, Bad Kato, let us know once and for all whose reels are more debaucherous, Labruski's or mine.
Yours are way worse, dude.
I actually I unsent a few today that I thought were too far.
Mine are at least like legal. I'm like how is this on Instagram and why is Jake not in prison for having this on his feed?
Was it the one about putting the water feeder on the bed too far?
It was a lot. There was a lot that I thought that, to be honest with you.
Is
getting smashed online. Oh, geez. Jake's, yours are worse.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, that settles it. that settles it.
I guess we finally know.
Yeah, why don't we wrap it up? I'm gonna
We haven't
go.
begun to talk about food though. What other foods do you like?
So we're gonna talk about food now.
Yeah, what kind of sushi do you like?
I don't eat sushi. I've never had it.
What did Bacato say?
Jake's are a strange place. Lubrskis are all people singing about rectangles. I am rectangular. Bah. Feel it in my bones. Anyhow, what food do I like?
Or I have a question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite video that I've done? And what do you like about my channel?
What do I like about your channel? I like how in depth you are about your overviews and your comic videos and whatnot. And I guess like the special editions and the Omni, and I like that. I like that aspect of it. I do really enjoy the Watchmen video. I think that might be my favorite one that's I've watched.
So many mean comments on that video.
Screw them. Who cares?
Right? Hey, step on my throat, Reddit.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, I think you do a great job at doing like overviews of books that are coming out. And yeah, I enjoy that. What's your favorite part about my channel?
I think you found a swoosh sound effect that you really like and you went all in.
I did. I just added my new video coming out on Gun Honey Friday, and I made sure to use it less and then also lower the volume a little bit so it's not in your face. Oh, he's in your Discord. And thank you for the subscription, Mike.
Oh, nice to meet you, man.
He's in your Discord. How do you not know him, dude?
I try to I treat people in my Discord like cats instead of dogs. So I want to wait for them to approach me, because with Discord, I feel like, for instance, like say your name is like Badass Mario or something. I'm never going to actually ask your real name until you tell me or you're forthcoming with that information first. Like I try to respect people's anonymity or anonymousness or like what they feel comfortable sharing in the online space. So like I'm trying to do more. Oh my God, Alex. I try to respect people's privacy because like some people don't want to be known as anything other than their online avatar name. And I don't want to like dox anybody. So I just try to respect people's space and slowly get to know people and slowly, let them feel, because some people are lurkers. I want you to feel comfortable to be a lurker in my Discord and not feel like you need to answer 60 million questions,
Yeah, that's fair.
But I also want people to feel engaged.
Yeah, I think that's a good approach to it. Mike also has something else to add. What I like about Jake's channel is that it doesn't talk down to anyone. It's informative and welcoming.
Oh,
I would agree,
man.
Yeah, I would agree.
That's my goal.
I think also too, your production level is amazing compared to some other comic book YouTubers.
Hold on, can we highlight this image I want to share of you saying my videos are grainy? It was like my second chat with Labrewski.
I was just going for it, I guess. I was just being honest with you. I'm the same way. I wait for them to introduce themselves to me. I haven't reached out to you there because I don't want to.
Feel free to reach out. I've been trying to join the voice chat more with game nights, and we're trying to we'd love to have you for book club. My thing is like, if you're joining the conversation at large and you're not just self-promoting something, then feel free to reach out. There was like one specific person who was like promoting their photography and not joining the conversation, and they would specifically tag me every time. That was a little irksome to me. But like, if you have like a book that you're writing and you want to share it once, that's cool. If you like have your YouTube channel, you want to share it in the YouTube space, that's awesome. I just feel like as long as I'm about fostering the community and growing the community and not just people self-promoting, you know what I mean? I think that's my line. So always feel free, like you can say hi. I get a lot of messages from people online though. I can't always respond right away, but like, if you're chill and nice, I'd love to make more online friends.
Sweet. Awesome. Yeah, I like the production value of your videos though. I do. I think
Thanks, man.
they're top notch in a lot of
Thank
ways.
you.
And you and Jordan both put the effort in. And yeah, I think that's something unique about you guys that is not too commonly seen with other comic book YouTubers in particular. So
That's going in my journal tonight.
that's good. That's good. I'm glad.
You keep a journal? I feel like journaling's good for the mental health.
I did for maybe a couple weeks recently, and then I just I forgot about it. I kept forgetting, but
You got to read Atomic Habits, man.
I do. That's something that's been on my list to read.
Hey, Bunk,
I will say. Go
I
ahead.
have a question for Bunk. Were you in on that? So Renee told me that some people in the Discord played a Brave and the Boys drinking game about all the things that I do over and over again, like touching my hair or going like this or like going like this. Like, what are your favorite Jake the Brave and the Boys drinking games?
That'd be interesting to know.
Do you ever edit and you find yourself overusing a crutch word?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
hate that.
does this ever happen to you when you're editing and you're like, this video is awful. I should not even publish it. I hate it.
I feel that way while filming.
Mm,
So they're like, well, Jordan's like, nah, man, it doesn't suck. I'm like, I think everything sucks, but in the edit, I'm able to craft what I want. So I actually like editing because I feel like editing makes my videos better as opposed to worse.
bro,
Like
I'm trying to put down
sometimes I'll use a crutch word like sometimes Jordan says robust or I say the word absolutely in my videos too much. So it's nice to be able to cut out the crutch words.
Yeah, it's could go either way for me. Like sometimes when I'm filming, I'm like, oh my God, this is awful. Why am I doing this? Other times it's great and I'm like, cool. And then sometimes during the edit, I'm like, this is awful. I should not put this out or reshoot it. But
Just
I think,
remember that think about this. When you've watched
yeah,
anyone else's videos, you've probably never watched with a hateful or critical eye.
right.
So just
Yeah.
remember that nobody is watching your videos with as
Besides
hateful or
Alexander,
as yeah, right. Seriously. Hey,
got my
at
first
least
online hater.
yeah, don't worry. That means you're getting somewhere, man. Wait till you have all of Reddit hating you.
Yeah, that will be exciting. Can't wait for that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I think it's important to like push through and still like make sure to put that video out, even if you like lack confidence in it. I think it's important to do that because you're right. Like you know, the creator is probably just overthinking it. The
Yeah.
YouTuber when they're editing, and so I don't know.
On cutting down on drinking thing, you know what I bought today, Bunk? I bought Biro. I've been wanting to try Biro for a while. That's Tom
What is that?
Holland's new. It's Tom Holland's new non-alcoholic beer.
My brother would like that. He drinks NA beer.
Apparently, it's supposed to be super good.
Yeah, I bet he'll try that. I haven't drank in months, and not for any particular reason other than like I feel like where I'm at in life, I probably should not be drinking. Like
Yeah,
I'm unemployed currently. I'm living at home. Like it's gonna do me absolutely no good to drink. So
yeah,
I have not been drinking the past few months, and I feel great. So
yeah. You're not putting poison in your body.
yeah, yeah. And I watched a video on the pros of not drinking, like just stopping altogether, and it seems like the pros just outweigh the cons so
Yeah,
much
and
more.
even if you don't have the cons now,
Yeah.
I did get the hazy IPA. But yeah, it's what I like to call non-alcoholic beer bread soda. Most of the time, I'd rather have a 0-calorie energy drink, but it's we went to Disneyland yesterday and my father-in-law tried his first hazy IPA and he absolutely loved it. So I bought a 6-pack of the beer that he liked and I figured might as well get myself a non-alcoholic hazy IPA.
I don't really like IPAs. I'm not a beer drinker.
I don't like IPAs, but hazy IPAs are completely different and I love them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to give it a shot, but I always like whiskey on the rocks or something, something stronger that I could just like sip on. I don't know. Let's see. Nice. Let me know what you
Is
think.
it the oh my god, what's I don't have my phone on me. My favorite one that I've tried so far is what brand is it? We'll go back to it. Sam Adams. The Sam Adams Just the Haze non-alcoholic is one of the best that I've tried lately.
Cool. Mike also adds here, I almost joined book club. I had originally voted for Tower of Babel, but since I'm newer to comics, I got overwhelmed and backed out.
So I'm sorry that you felt that way, but just know that like I've worked really hard to foster a positive community. So you can join book club and not have your camera on, not have your mic on. You can just listen. You can come in with your mic on and camera. You can be just text. So give it a shot. And you know, like we're all just, you know, nerds that are trying to make connections with people online. So I want people to feel connected and safe and supported on my Discord. So like I have an absolutely zero tolerance policy on like negativity and that sort of stuff. So hopefully you'll feel confident to join book club someday.
Yeah, I think your Discord, I think a lot of people with the comics community are so positive about and so helpful with like people just getting into comics. Like I feel like there's really, at least with like our YouTube community, there's like no really gatekeeping of comics. Like everyone is so helpful if you have like questions about comics or just like not sure what you to read or whatever. Like, you know, everyone's great about it and super kind. So that's awesome though. You're just getting into comics. Are you newer to comics? What have you been reading? I'd be curious to know. Everyone about so far has been, but yeah, I think everyone in your Discord, Jake, has been is always great, you know. So
it's
I think
definitely you got to work hard to build the community. Yeah, I feel like besides like Bunk and Gianni in our Discord, nobody gatekeeps, and they just gatekeep in a funny, sarcastic way.
yeah, Bunk's a sweetheart at heart, you know. Deep down, he's a sweet.
What's your favorite non-alcoholic hazy IPA? Have you tried the Sam Adams Bunk? Well, I don't want to bore you. I don't want to keep you too long if you got places to be.
Me?
Yeah.
Dude, it's 11 o'clock here. Where do I have to be?
Maybe you're going to go on a nighttime walk.
No. I'm chilling, man. I mean, yeah, I'm chilling. I think you passed Bunk as my longest stream though. So you have that title now. You will forever have that title. Let's see. To be fair, I only try to gatekeep Cigarette Arms Gianni.
That means Gianni has weak, thin little arms, Thumbelina arms.
Well, that's not very nice.
It's their fun little play game to each other.
That's not very nice. What are you doing the rest of the night, Jake? Have you decided?
I think my wife said she's going to go to bed, so probably Rivals, I guess.
I'll play Rivals for
maybe I'll Uber Eats a pie.
Oh, I'm jealous. I'm fasting. Have you ever intermittent fasted?
I did for a couple months, and it worked really well.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. I have before. I did in college and lost like 20 pounds. And I'm doing it now, and I've lost like almost 10 pounds now. I've been doing it probably for like 2 months, I'd say. And it's been going pretty good, I will say. I've been walking. I've been trying to I cut out like soda. I don't drink sugary drinks anymore. I'm really trying to like slim down. Mike, I've read Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, Flash Rebirth, Flashpoint, and currently reading Batman Who Laughs. That's awesome.
Oh, I wish you would have joined the book club for Woman of Tomorrow. We had a lot of fun that one. And my next one is All-Star Superman. Fantastic. Don't listen to Bunk about that. And Jeff Johns' Green Lantern is a journey, but one that is very rewarding.
I will say I did not like All-Star Superman when I read it.
That's okay. Maybe try reading it again, you know?
Maybe. I only say that because Gianni is the only other Jim bro in there. I love 100 Chags. Gex. Too much not to roast people with lyrics. A Money Machine. Awesome.
You should listen to Money Machine tonight. It is I love DC more. To me, DC feels like my reality, to where it feels like I'm reading another world, versus Marvel feels more like I'm reading a comic book. But when I walk around Disneyland and I see how much Marvel has done in conjunction with Disney in terms of the live action and the theme parks. I wish that could have been DC, but then I see what DC's done in the animated space, and I'm like that, and some of their live action stuff, not in the conjoined world, but things like Penguin or Watchmen TV show, and I'm like, that's awesome. So they definitely both have pros and cons. I wish there was as much, like, when I'm walking around a Target, you'll always find like Marvel shirts. Like, I feel like Marvel has better merch for sure than DC. To the point where I sometimes create my own DC merch because it doesn't exist. You're right. I own more. So you own more Marvel, but DC feels like home. DC feels like home for me.
Interesting. I like the Batman universe in Gotham more than either DC or Marvel as a whole. Like, I would take the just Gotham and Batman and his lore over anything else for the big two. So I don't know.
Yeah, I've switched to making my own DC merch from scratch.
That's pretty cool. I gotta get some the Brave and the Boys merch. Other merch. I do own a mug.
I did send you a mug.
Yeah, I do have that. I want a giveaway, and I can't remember what the option was. It was either a book, I think, a Superman book maybe, or a mug.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but I chose the mug.
Do you still use the mug?
No.
Oh.
I do.
That's kind of mean.
I wish DC had more merch. It's hard to find. Yeah. I feel like DC has been getting better though with like James Gunn's stuff. Like there was a crypto shirt that looked pretty cool. I feel like we're getting somewhere.
Well, we're about to hit the 3-hour mark. Do you want to end this?
Do you want to go for 4 more minutes so we hit the 3-hour mark?
Well, I meant like our goodbyes can take 4 minutes.
Sure.
So say, hey, Jake, where can they find you?
Hey, Jake, where can they find you?
Well, man, thanks for giving me a chance to plug my content after giving you 3 hours of my time. It's really nice to be able to feel like there's a give and a take to this relationship. Where can you find me? Well, I'm around, I'm on YouTube as the Brave and the Boys. I'm on Blue Sky as the Brave and the Boys Jake. I'm on Marvel Rivals as the Brave and the Boys Jake. And, I have a Discord, which, I'm sure y'all can find. If not, it's linked below all my videos. We do book clubs. We do Marvel Rival game nights. We have, you can see me on the weekly buyer's guide every Saturday. That goes on Facebook on Organic Price Books. I work at Organic Price Books, so that's a side job that I have. And you can also find me on the Upscale Audio YouTube channel. So
awesome.
I am around.
You're all over the place, man.
Yeah. Well, this was fun. Labruski, what do you got coming on the next? Oh my God. For the next week, I will be on the Comic Central Report. Is it the Comic Central Report? What is it?
I don't think it's a report.
The Comic Central. Okay. The Comic Central. I'll be on their podcast on Sunday.
Is that live?
I don't know. And then on the 25th, I'll be doing Dark Knight Strikes Again. Does It Suck with Taylor Talks Comics.
Awesome.
Yeah, irons in the fire.
Great. I'm excited. I cannot wait. That's going to be a cool stream. I think I have another interview at that time. What time are you streaming it?
I don't even know. I got to talk to Taylor tomorrow. We might have picked a time, but it was so long ago. I don't remember. But in the evening. Yeah.
Cool. I can't wait. That's going to be cool.
Did you have a good time? Was it fun? Was there any last minute questions you wanted to ask me?
Am I your favorite comic book YouTuber?
No, that goes to Bunk and myself.
That's fair. But I think Bunk is up there for me, for sure.
I like to say that Bunkmaster B on Comics is your favorite comic book YouTuber's favorite comic book YouTuber.
I think that holds a lot of water, I think.
Yeah.
No, listen, I had a great time. I appreciate you coming on the show. I'm sure you'll be on
anytime, man.
I'm sure you'll be on other shows. Maybe you can come on the All-in-One Nerd Show again.
Hey, we look at more covers like we did last time.
You like that, huh?
I didn't mind.
Yeah, no, it was a blast, man. I appreciate you coming on, supporting the channel. I appreciate all the help you have given me over the last, I don't even know how long now, couple months at least.
Anything for my protege.
Am I your official protege now? This is final. Like, this is it.
We're still dating.
Okay.
I haven't given you a ring yet.
It's
I
up
haven't
in the
given
air.
you. I haven't given you what you'll get a signal watch that you press it and it like calls me, like Jimmy. You're my Jimmy Olsen.
I would much rather be like your Robin or something.
No, you're my Jimmy Olsen, and I'm your Superman. I'm your
I would.
hero.
Okay. Not yet. I mean, like you said, we're still dating, so I'm not committing to that yet.
I think Superman gave out more than one signal watch.
I don't know. But seriously, thank you for coming on. You have been a great help to me in my YouTube journey. I love the community you have built. I think it's great. Your Discord is awesome. You're an awesome dude. I love Jordan. I love the whole channel. Everything about it is just incredible. You're a rock star. You deserve all the success that you have and that you have coming your way.
Thanks, man.
appreciate it.
You too.
Thanks,
Well,
man.
everyone, keep reading and stay brave.
We will catch you in the next off the cuff interview next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to be live tomorrow night for double feature or movie show. Me and Aiden at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have an all-in-one nerd show. We're going to talk about Captain America Brave New World Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's it. Look forward to a new Comics Corner video Friday at, I think it's coming out at noon. It's on Gun Honey. I review volume 1 of Gun Honey. Spoiler alert, I really enjoyed it. Everyone, please go subscribe to Jake if you have not done so already for some reason. Link to his YouTube channel in the description below. Please check that out. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we will catch you in the next one.